And we are live. How's everybody doing tonight? My name is Anthony Brian Logan, and you're watching and/or listening to ABL Live. Thank y'all for joining me tonight. You could be almost anywhere in the world, but you're right here with me live on the show, and I appreciate y'all for that. We got a whole lot going on all over the internets, all over the mainstream media, social media, everywhere. And where do I begin? We got to talk about the Buffalo shooting and the continued fallout from that, of course. Rest in peace to all those who passed away as a result of that particular shooting. We'll talk about that a little bit later. Netflix wrecked their own woke employees. I think they understand what time it is. They understand that they can't just, they can't just allow their woke employees to control the narrative. We'll talk about that in a little bit, of course. Also, we got to talk about Elon destroying the Biden administration. Not just Elon Musk, but also Jeff Bezos. We'll talk about that a little bit later. Also, what's going on with the BLM Baby Daddy Fund? So the taxman says that the infamous Patrisse Cullors of Black Lives Matter, Global Network Foundation, whatever you want to say, this person has paid their baby daddy $970,000 for quote unquote creative services, paid their brother like $840,000 for security. There's a whole lot going on with that, but we'll talk about all those things and more on tonight's episode of ABL Live. And thank you guys for being here yet again. I could not do this show without you. If you enjoy what you're hearing so far, please give the video a thumbs up. Like the video, share the video, do all that good stuff. Let me fix this light right quick, because I see it's kind of like a haze. It's like a shadow on my eye. Let me fix that light right quick. Okay, that might be a little bit better, maybe. I was trying to get away with not having all my lights on, but yeah, I got to have my lights right. I got these two big bright lights right here, and sometimes they be blinding me to death. But we are live. And thank y'all again for being here. I'm back. I'm not too much sick anymore. You might see a little teeny cough, just a little cough occasionally, but for the most part, I'm good to go. I am good to go. The Discord, I don't know, man. You ask me questions that don't even really, are not even, you know what I mean? I don't know. I'm just happy to be here. I'm glad you guys are here as well. I think the Discord is there. It's just, I don't really, you know what I mean? Yeah. So I think I'm good. The pollen attacked me last week, but I'm still here. The pollen is not going to win. People want me to have that virus so bad. I do not have the virus. I did not have the virus. You know, there's more than one thing that you can get sick from. People have been so brainwashed. You cough one time, oh, you got the virus. Like you still got the common cold, you still got the flu, you still got sinus infections, you still got allergies, you still got those things that actually exist. You know what I mean? Like, I remember watching this, I didn't watch it. I was reading this article talking about, oh, the flu took a year off. Really? The flu took a year off? Is that what we think? So the flu it went to Tahiti, it went to Bali, it went on vacation. Did it go on the Mars rover and hang out there for a year and then come back like it never left? I mean, some of the most ridiculous things, man. Hopefully you guys don't believe in the nonsense. Like, there's only one way you can get sick ever again. If a person coughs, then it's only one virus. I mean, just so silly. so silly, but you guys are not brainwashed like that. So shout out to y'all for not believing whatever our Lord and Savior, Anthony Fauci, wants us to believe. You know, listen to this guy. He was like, oh, no, there's no more cold. It's just coronavirus. That's the only thing that's left. And if you don't get triple vaxxed, you're going to die. Ridiculous nonsense, right? Boomhauer says the flu got that big money, the flu got that big money bag to dip out for a year. Yeah, maybe the flu got paid off to dip for a year. That's what that was, right? Okay, so thank you guys for being here. Shout out to all my sponsors, of course. You guys know how I do. Shout out to my sponsors. Shout out to myself, of course, first. AnthonyBLogan.com. That is ANTHONY, the letter BLOGAN.com. You can go there and find an article for each video that I produce. And in the article, you'll always see sources. So nobody can never say that I make stuff up. I just pulled it from nowhere, out of the sky, out of my hat, out of my hind parts. No. I will always have sources for each video that I produce. So you can always find links to fact check me. And I always implore you to please fact check me. Don't just take what I say for granted. The same thing, you shouldn't take what the federales say for granted. Don't do it with me either. Even if you trust me, even if you believe me, I'm going to always have sources to back up what I say. I'll never just pull stuff out of nowhere. So at a certain point, hopefully when you guys see me post something, it shouldn't be a question. Oh, is this real? I don't post fake stuff. I always have my stuff sourced just to make sure that I'm on the right page. I fact check myself before I even do a video. Again, AnthonyBLogan.com. That's where you can go to find those articles. You can also find my email, my snail mail, my social media accounts, my Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, all that good stuff on AnthonyBLogan.com/contact. Also go to ABLmerch.com. We got hats, t-shirts, stickers, hoodies, mugs, and more all on the website. More to come. Again, ABLmerch.com. And all my links I'm talking about right now will be in the description box below the video. This is also a live podcast you're listening to right now. And I'm going to put it up. I didn't put the last couple ones up because I was coughing on the last one. I think before that, I might have been gone. So I'll put this one up on the actual podcast link. And it'll be everywhere. Regardless of what you have, you can have Apple iTunes, Google Play, Spotify, Stitcher, Anchor, etc. The link for it will be in the box. I put the podcast up after this video is done on 8 a.m. the next day. So this podcast will be available audio only on your favorite audio streaming platform, 8 a.m. Eastern time tomorrow. Okay, so that's how I'll do it. Like I'll put it up tonight and I'll schedule it for 8 a.m. tomorrow. So that'll be how that goes. So listen to this on your favorite podcast platform so you won't have to go through the process of building up bandwidth, burning up bandwidth to listen to the video again. You can just listen to the audio only. Also, what else we got? PatriotPost.us, your best source of news and information anywhere on the internets. Again, PatriotPost.us. Check them out in the links below. Also, if you want one of these beautiful handmade wooden flags that are right behind me, you can get ones just like these or one of your very own custom made over on bhedesigns.com. That is BHEDESIGNS.com. The links will always be in the description box below. If you're listening to this on your favorite audio streaming platform, there should be some kind of description section somewhere where all these links will be available. And of course, you can find everything on my website at AnthonyBLogan.com. So we're here. We're ready to go ahead and get rolling. Thank y'all again for joining. Where do I want to start? Where shall I begin? Let's talk about Netflix versus their employees. So Netflix are saying, hey, check it out. If you're woke, if you don't like what's going on with the platform, then you can leave. All right. If you don't like Netflix, if you don't like Dave Chappelle on Netflix, because they might like Netflix, they might like their job, they might like the benefits to pay, etc. But they may not like certain things on the platform. And I'm the same way. I'm not necessarily a big fan of Netflix. You're not going to see me walking around town with a big I Heart Netflix shirt on. That's not really my cup of tea. That's not really my wave to go out here and just be worshiping Netflix like that. They have some okay content, but they have some also not okay content. And I think we all know what the not okay content is. I think all of us pretty much like the Dave Chappelle stuff, but there's some other stuff on Netflix that I don't like that show. Remember that show called Cuties? I'm not sure if that's still on the platform or not. But if it is still there, that's something that I would have a problem with. So if I was a Netflix employee, which I'm not, never have been, I could never work in Silicon Valley, left coast California. I could never, because the environment is going to be toxic. Even if Netflix is an okay company, I'm not saying it is or it isn't, but let's just say for argument's sake that it's a decent company. Even if it is, the employees are going to make it not a decent company, not a decent work environment, because I'm not trying to have all these ridiculous unicorn, blue hair, fairy, don't know what gender they identify as. They identify as a red stapler from Office Space or whatever. They don't know what's going on with themselves. I don't really want to be around that, right? I know who I am. I'm Anthony. I'm a dude, regular normie dude. Hello. And then you talking about, yeah, my name is I'm cool. I'm cool on that. If your name is a grunt or a noise and you're wearing a fox costume and you're 6'4", you're 6'5", wearing the fox costume and your pronouns are no thanks. No thanks. That's not really going to work. Okay. I'm talking to you about the NBA playoffs and, Giannis and James Harden and all these guys, Jason Tatum, and here you are just making noises, looking big as Tyler Perry in the Medea movies. I'm good. That's not going to be a good work environment for me. But beyond the bad work environment, you're also going to have some questionable content. I don't want to have to be working on nothing like cuties or anything of the sort. Okay. Now, if I have to work on that, I got to make a decision. Do I really want to be here working on that kind of content, or do I just want to quit and go elsewhere? That's what Netflix employees are having to face with the whole Dave Chappelle thing, right? A lot of these people are upset at Dave because he made fun of the LGBTQ LMNP 1, 2, 3 X, Y, and Z committee, right? But my thing is this: hey man, at the end of the day, Dave Chappelle is a comedian, and he's not just gonna, how can I say, he's not just going to exclude certain people because you're upset. He's going to include everybody. That's the way it should be, right? That's the way it should be. You should include everybody in your jokes. If you don't want to be seen as different or weird or strange or awkward or anything like that, then why are you upset? You should be you should be thankful that you're included in the jokes, right? I'll be thankful. I'll take it as a badge. It'll be a badge of honor to me to get joked on by Dave Chappelle. I'm like, hey man, I'm part of the club. Lucky me. But because some people just, they're so sensitive and they're so butthurt and trigger over everything, then Dave Chappelle making a joke about them is the worst thing in the world. It's so silly. You say you don't want to be treated differently. You say you want to be treated fairly and kindly and the same as everybody else. But the moment you are treated the same as everybody else, that's somehow some kind of phobia, some kind of problem. It's weird. So a lot of these employees don't like what Chappelle's doing, and they want to stage walkouts. They want to have all these weird protests and whatnot. There was a whole thing where they protested and it made the news, and it was all kind of stuff going on. But Netflix has pretty much laid the hammer down and say, hey man, if you don't like Dave Chappelle, if you don't like the content that's on the platform, you know what you can do. You know what you could do. You can go over there. Go over there. Over here, we're getting money. Over here, we are backing Dave Chappelle, and we're not going back down. I think, what was it, a CEO or some high-level guy at Netflix backed Dave Chappelle instantly right when that happened, and he's not going to change. He's not going to just reverse course because some people are upset. Nope, that's not how that's going to be at all. So shout out to Dave Chappelle, obviously, for standing his ground, and shout out to Netflix for also standing their ground, for refusing to back down. Matter of fact, I'm going to try to find this particular picture because right when Chappelle had his special, there were some people in the audience who were not very enthused. They were not amused, enthused, or anything of the sort because they wanted, Like they came into it upset. And my thing is, why would you come to a comedy show already upset? Why? What's the purpose? Come to the comedy show to enjoy it. Don't come to the comedy show to hate. Matter of fact, here it is. Right on time. Shout out to my timing on that one. So if you guys saw Chappelle's special, you may remember this picture, actually. Let me see if I can put it on the screen right quick. And hold on. So here's the picture and the caption. The caption says, I watched Chappelle's new special and I could not stop looking at these two in the audience. They were not having a good time. And you can see the arrows right there. Look at everybody else's face. Everybody's having a good time. Different races, different genders. Everybody's having a grand old time. All right. It don't matter if you're black, white, Puerto Rican, candy stripe. And it looks like you literally have black, white, Puerto Rican, candy stripe in the audience. Everybody's smiling. Everybody's having a good old time. But you got these two right here. The they, thems in the audience. They're not feeling it. They got the straight face. You already know what time it is. Okay, I'm not really sure what gender they identify as. I'm seeing one person looking like they used to rotate tires for 25 years, and the other person looking like, you know what I mean, they might be somebody's first grade teacher. You know how the teachers are nowadays. Back in my day, you had meemaws and regular normies teaching kids. Nowadays, you have gender activists as first grade teachers. So this looks like what they are on the left, right? All the facial features are like, you got this really big face, right? The face is the size of a whole serving tray, Applebee's, right? The face is the size of a serving tray, but all the facial features are like right in the center. You understand what I'm saying? It's like the serving tray shifted to the middle. So all the drinks and the cakes and the pies just went right to the middle of the tray. That's kind of what's going on right there with this person's face. You understand? But they're not feeling it at all. They are obvious plants who have come to the show just to make it look like people are offended. Meanwhile, everybody else having the time of their life. Time of their life. So laid back, smiling, nice, all of that. I wonder if they came to the show without all of this negative energy, if they actually have a good time or not. I think they would actually enjoy themselves if they didn't come up so much negative, weird energy, right? Are they dressed in costumes? Hey, man, costume, your costume is the regular everyday outfit, right? They might say, I got a costume on my polo shirt. I might say they got a costume on with this, all this extra stuff they got on. The Mr. Potato Head facial features right in the center of the face, like beep, right in the center. Okay. I'm talking about like the face is this big, but the features are just like right here. The cheekbones and everything is like right attached to the nose. It's like it's like Mr. Potato Head where they got the little mustache and the nose and one combination. She got that right on her face. It's crazy. So yeah, shout out to the people in the audience who were not feeling it, but shout out to everybody who was having a grand old time at the Dave Chappelle comedy special. That's the whole point, is to go to the comedy special to enjoy yourself, not to be in there looking all crazy in the face because you want to make a point, because you want to be an activist. And what's the purpose? What is even the point? Like, what are you trying to be an activist for? You're trying to be an activist against having a good time, against fun, against smiles, against laughter, against unity, against comedy. I mean, what in the world is really going on? Yeah, the Mr. Potato Head is crazy though. Miss Potato Head is a whole party pooper. You understand what I'm saying? So yeah, shout out to Netflix for standing their ground, as they should, 100%. And I want to see many more companies do the same thing, because this whole cancel culture thing is really getting to be old. It's getting to be old. It's getting to be played out. And I think that if more companies say, you know what, we're not going to do that. We're not even going to buy into it. We're just going to do what we're going to do, and that's it. I think if that happened more, then the whole cancel culture thing would die out, because you wouldn't have anybody to play along. Nobody's going to play along. There's going to be some people that try to play into it, some of these weird people that try to play into it, but if the companies don't play along and normies don't really care too much about it, it'd be a fringe thing that won't really catch on. right? You got to have people that participate and play along with it in order for it to continue. If you don't have that, then it can't continue, right? So that's what that is. So yeah, shout out to everybody in the crowd having a grand old time. And shout out to everybody that enjoys comedy. Netflix, I can't necessarily say I'm a big fan of, because some of their content, again, I'm not going to be able to rock with all their content. Cuties and stuff like that, I'm cool on that. I'm going to go ahead and give, that's going to be a big no for me. It's going to be a pass for me. But some things like the Dave Chappelle stuff, I'm right there with it. And I'm right there with their stance of, hey, we got content we produce. If you don't like it, go over there. Don't stay over here, because over here we do what we want. Over there you could do what you want, but you can't do it over here. So I'm in 100% agreement with that particular stance, right? Now, I'm going to do kind of a hard shift here, because there's one topic I forgot, well, I didn't really think about putting on my list, that you can see on the screen before you, like in the title. And I'm talking about the primaries that have been happening. Let's talk about Madison Cawthorn and also Kathy Barnett. I think that's her name. Don't get me to telling the wrong thing. Kathy Barnett. Hold on. Yeah, Kathy Barnett. Okay. So now let's talk about Madison Cawthorn first. Madison Cawthorn got primaried and lost. So do I think Madison Cawthorn should have lost? No, I don't think so. I think Madison Cawthorn got punished by the GOP because he let the cat out the bag about all that orgy and drug stuff. Let the cat out the bag. Then all of a sudden he became a distraction. He became somebody that has a bunch of personal problems and all types of, he's ignoring his constituents, all type of weird stuff, right? All that happened when he let the cat out the bag. And I figured they would do that. I already saw this whole thing coming. Like, I'm not even surprised. I'm not even surprised at all, because I already knew they would do this, because I know how DC culture is, right? I know how DC culture is. It's like that. It's been like that for many, many years. It ain't nothing new, but it's gone unspoken. Most of the action in DC, most of the cocaine, sex party stuff, that's usually LGBT. Because the way DC operates, you have the politicians that are on the Hill. That's one piece of the puzzle. You also have the permanent staffers, consultants, and the engine that makes Capitol Hill and DC as a whole run. All the federal money, it goes from the Hill out. The DC area is the richest area in the country. What industry does Washington, DC and the metro area have? Do they make cars? Is it like Silicon Valley? Do they make, do they innovate in the tech space? Is there a Facebook, Twitter, etc.? Like, is that right there? What's the industry in DC? The DC industry is the federal government, and all the monies that comes from the federal government directly out to the DC area. And a lot of these people that work in some kind of way for the government, whether directly or indirectly, a lot of them are LGBT. And the reason why is because they can work a lot. They don't really have families. They don't really have kids like that usually. So they can work a lot and they'll be right there. A lot of friends of theirs are also right there. They go to the same school, they hang out at the same places, know the same people. They're in the same circles. That's how it is. And when they want to kick back, when they want to, let off some steam, when they want to relax, they engage in some of the more debaucherous stuff sometimes. That's been going on in DC since forever. This ain't nothing new at all. This is way before Madison Cawthorn was even a thought to come into the world. Probably before his parents were born. Long time ago. This ain't nothing new. This has probably been going on since like the 1800s. Ever since DC was DC, this has been going on. From varying levels, of course, but it's been a thing that's been happening. So when Madison Cawthorn put it out there, Oh no, See, now you snitching, Madison. You talking about what politicians are doing? Like they all acted so shocked. Oh, he said that. Who's doing that? We would never. It's like, man, if you don't stop, come on. Everybody, it's the worst kept secret in the world about how nasty DC is. Any kind of circle like that, where there's a lot of money involved, a lot of power involved, it's going to get like that. Not everyone is going to participate in it. Obviously, Madison Cawthorn, I'm not sure he was really in it, but they did not like that he said something about it, so they punished him. So what they did was start to put out a hate campaign, right? They started to put out negative things about him, say negative things about him, and then what they did, this is the GOP now, this is what I'm talking about. I ain't talking about just, it probably is a GOP slash the DNC, the whole establishment, people that get involved with that, they put the stuff out there about him. Allegedly, in my opinion. That's what I think. So they put out negative things about him verbally, and then they put out some videos about him. Oh, we got a video of you, sir, in college humping on that man. All right, that's not going to look good. We see you on this cruise ship wearing some women's panties. That's not going to look good for you either. They put all of that out right during the election. Now, if this was Hunter Biden, well, if it was Joe Biden, they're not going to put out anything about anybody in his family at all. This is why the Hunter Biden laptop story got killed right during the campaign in 2020. Even though it was legitimate, we all know it was legitimate. It was him on the tape, not Joe, but his son Hunter. It was Hunter on the laptop smoking crack. It was him on a laptop with underage girls, allegedly. It was him talking about save 10 for the big man. Although all that was confirmed, the media refused touch it with a 10-foot pole. They just said, nope, we're not going to deal with it. That's not real. That's not legitimate. They wanted to attack Rudy Giuliani for putting it out, although he had some legitimate information. Now, you see how different they handled that versus what they did with Madison Cawthorn. Oh, they put out everything. Gay pictures, humping on this dude. They put out anything they could about him right during the campaign. So, of course, he lost. That was the objective, to punish him for snitching about how nasty DC is. That's what happened. That's what happened. I mean, I don't really see anything else that would have made him lose the election other than that. They're talking about he ignored his constituents. Like, what did Madison Cawthorn do that was actually bad as far as what his job is? All that he did was tell on people in DC, not by name specifically. Oh, if he would have done that. Now, I put it to you this way. What they did as far as punishing him was kind of soft because he didn't name any names. Now, if Madison Cawthorn would have come out and named some names and had pictures and video of, like, let's say Orrin Hatch at some kind of weird party snorting cocaine, oh, they probably would have killed that man. They probably would have iced him. They probably would have done the Hillary Clinton on him. Oh, yeah. It would have been a tragic accident. Another one. Okay, you in the wheelchair right now. You're gonna be in somewhere else after you get done messing with us, and you tell on somebody like that and put their name out there. Oh no, you gotta go. That's what happened. But because he didn't tell on anybody by name, it just said, okay, you're not gonna be reelected because we're gonna put out this negative campaign against you. That's what happened. Right now, as far as Kathy Barnett, I think that it was probably the best candidate from the outside looking in. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe the guy that, the other guy, not Dr. Oz. Dr. Oz is not a good candidate, in my opinion. Dr. Oz, I saw videos about him on his show. Like, this ain't no, we're digging up information that was not public. The man had a TV show. Okay, so when you put out stuff on your TV show, it's out there. You can't say, oh, you're digging up old information. Sir, you have a TV show, and it was out there on television. He was talking about gender reassignment surgery for children, for, talking about trans kids, like all types of weird stuff, okay? Dr. Oz, I don't think is a good pick to be in the GOP at all. And I kind of felt that from the beginning. And then I have been feeling that throughout this entire campaign process. Maybe the other guy would have been good, but I think Kathy Barnett would have been great. But see, Kathy Barnett, she is kind of like Trump because she's not establishment. She didn't really just want to go along with the party, so they punish her too. People want to say it's racism, but I don't think so. I think that there's a reason why they might want to punish you or they might not want to support you. Madison Cawthorn, they did the same thing to him, but it was for a different reason. They said that Kathy Barnett was there during January 6th. So what? Trump was there too. I mean, what does it matter if you're there? Did she go into the Capitol and doo-doo on the ground? Did she do that? She was out there peaceful, like 99% of people were that day, and that was it. So why is it a bad thing that she was out there? Again, Trump was there. People were there. I mean, some of the congressmen and women were there. Not necessarily at the rally, but they were there that day. So because they were there, that means that they were somehow wrong. AOC was there. She wasn't part of the rally, but she was there that day. I mean, the whole thing is dumb. They tried to get her on that, and then some other stuff, some old tweets, talking about Muslims and a lot of this stuff, a lot of the same things they were getting Kathy Barnett on, they could easily get Trump on too. Because remember when Trump was running, he was like, well, we got to put a pause on the Muslims so we can figure out what's going on. It's the same type of thing that they were trying to get Trump on back in 2015, 2016. It's no difference. It wasn't really surprising to see that on Fox because we know what Fox is. Fox, they kind of flip-flop like that. You know, they wanted to support Dr. Oz, probably. I'm not really sure why. Does he have a financial interest in Fox News? I don't know what's going on with that. Some are going to say, well, Dr. Oz was the Trump. He was a Trump endorsed person, but that doesn't really mean anything. You don't have to attack somebody because they're not endorsed by Trump. And just because Trump endorses someone does not mean they're going to win. I think out of 27 Trump endorsements, 23 or 24 won. So that's not a guarantee that you're going to win because Trump endorses you. There's other things that go into it, of course. But yeah, Dr. Oz, I'm not really a big fan of. Dr. Oz, is he a rapper? No. But yeah, Dr. Oz, and also about Dr. Oz, just my personal opinion about him. I thought he was a quack when he was on TV. Maybe I'm wrong. That's just my personal opinion about him. And I'm not even trying to say that because I'm not a fan of his politically. I'm just saying that based upon what I thought about him years ago, because I used to catch his show occasionally, or I catch bits and pieces of it, and I didn't really look at Dr. Oz as a legitimate doctor. That's just my opinion, though. So maybe I'm incorrect, maybe I'm correct. I'm not really sure. But what I can tell you is that I liked Kathy Barnett better. And has that race been called? Because last time I checked, it was earlier today, and it was still too close to call, but Dr. Oz was in the lead. The other guy, I forget his name. Please forgive me. But maybe he'll be a better candidate than Kathy Barnett, but I don't know. Anybody but Dr. Oz would have been Kathy Barnett or the other guy. I like Kathy Barnett, though. I did like her from what I saw. But again, you got some politics going on, some infighting going on. But even though she came in, like, I guess you would say third, it's still pretty close. It's like 1/3, 1/3, 1/3. She wasn't really that far off. Not at all. She wasn't too far off at all. But I think that they're going to regret Dr. Oz. If he wins, they're going to regret it. People are definitely going to regret that decision. Okay. So we'll see. We'll see. So like it won't be decided until Friday, and McCormick is the other guy. Really Friday, so they got to recount, like what's going on. Hopefully it won't be anything weird. Wow, hold on. David Hughes says, The one and only time I followed advice of Dr. Oz was to start drinking coconut water. It gave me a kidney stone. Wow. Man, hopefully I don't get no, hopefully, knock on wood right here. We won't get no kidney stones. Yeah, but hopefully the whole thing works out. Maybe McCormick, I keep calling him the other guy. Maybe he can win when it's all said and done. Maybe he'll be better. But I did like Kathy Barnett. I thought it was weird that Hannity would attack her like over the January 6th pictures. Again, she did not go inside the Capitol from what I know. She was just outside with everybody else just being peaceful. The same thing as Trump. So it was like, if you're going to attack her for that, why don't you attack Trump for that? Trump was there. She was there too. So what's the problem? I don't understand. It's weird. But yeah, these midterms are going to be crazy though. Just keep your eyes out. It's already been kind of nuts just in the primary season. It's already been kind of weird in the primary season. But when the actual elections happen in November, just keep your eyes out. Keep your eyes on the prize. The campaigning is going to be dirty. It's going to be crazy. They're going to uncover all types of dirt on all the candidates involved. So keep your eyes out for that. I'm prepared for it. I'm ready for whatever they want to throw on the table. I'm ready. Buford Gilbert says, I like Kathy also. She said she walked with friends. Exactly. I knew guys that were there. I didn't go to January 6th, so I had a feeling there'll be some weird stuff going on, and I was right. Because the thing about some of these events, some of the, what they say, the ultra MAGA, you have some weird actors that don't really embody what MAGA should be all about. They come in there with their own purposes. They come in there doing their own thing. All right. Shout out to Everett Schuster who says, shout out to Bryson Gray. You can leave. Exactly. If you don't like it, you can leave. Shout out to Bryson, and shout out to Netflix for that. If you don't like it, you can leave. 100%. That's why I said about the country as well. People talking about how bad America is and how much they hate America. Oh, okay. If America is so bad, if you hate it here so much, then you can leave. Ain't nobody holding you hostage. This ain't North Korea where you got to try to escape. You got to try to defect on the low. You could just go ahead and bounce. Okay, hop on the first plane smoking and go to wherever you want. Matter of fact, go to North Korea and see how you like things there. Go from here to there and then see if you could come back home and write about it. How about that? So yeah, shout out to Bryson and shout out to Netflix as well. And shout out to everybody that has run in the primary. Hopefully the correct people win in the midterm elections coming up here pretty soon. The midterm elections are going to reveal a lot about this country, and we're going to see how the media responds. They're going to do a lot of mudslinging. The media themselves will be the biggest campaigners against conservatives during the midterms. It won't just be people paying for ads and all that kind of stuff. You'll have that, of course, but the media themselves will be the biggest mudslingers. Yep, the media mudslinged against, that's a word, mudslinged. They slung the mud against Kathy Barnett, against Madison Cawthorn, against everybody, against the entire conservative movement, against everybody on the right. They've not really mudslinged against Mehmet Oz. I wonder why. Maybe he still has some friends in media. Maybe he still owes some favors to people that are his friends in media, so they don't want to attack him because they don't want to rock the boat. They want him to get in there. I've seen situations where you have people in local elections that will win without much opposition. I ain't talking about those run unopposed. That's not what I'm talking about, really. I'm talking about those that get support from both sides, the left and the right, to get in there. And you got to ask yourself why. Why would one person get that kind of bipartisan support when someone else wouldn't? Is there a reason why that's happening? Like, what's going on? Why would the media not really mudslinging against Dr. Oz? Maybe I missed some of the media mudslinging against Dr. Oz, but I don't think I did. I think I have seen what I need to see, which is not a whole lot of kickback from the media against Dr. Oz. Okay. So that's what that is. Hold on. David Hughes says, ABL, regarding the coconut water thing, the general consensus is that it dissolves kidney stones. No worries. Okay, man, because I got to have my coconut water. I buy that by the caseload from Costco. The family size, I get the whole big, yeah. I got to have my coconut water for sure. All right. Is it about money? No. The person's name is No. I guess it's about that money. Yeah, the money, it makes a lot of sense, man, because the money motivates. The money most certainly does motivate. All right. Okay, let's talk about Elon Musk versus Joe Biden. Not only Elon Musk, but also Jeff Bezos. Jeff Bezos is starting to get into the ring. He's starting to talk and say a few things about a few things. So shout out to both of these billionaires for speaking their mind against the Biden administration. Now, this whole thing with inflation is a problem. It's a serious problem. And the Biden administration, what they're trying to do is say, well, hey, man, what you got to do is if you are an executive on a really big company like Amazon, you got to pay your fair share. Now, I never understood what a fair share actually is, right? What is that? What does that really mean, a fair share? Matter of fact, hold on. I'll put it up on the screen for you guys right quick so you can see what I'm talking about, have a little bit of context. But what does a fair share mean? All right, so here's, now I think Jeff Bezos has said something about the economy and whatnot, and then the Biden administration there responded. And they said it doesn't require a huge leap to figure out why one of the wealthiest individuals on earth opposes an economic agenda for the middle class that cuts some of the biggest costs families face, fights inflation for the long haul, and adds to the historic deficit reduction the president is achieving by asking the richest taxpayers and corporations to pay their fair share. It's also uninspiring that this tweet comes after the president met with labor organizers, including Amazon employees. So this was sent toward Jeff Bezos because obviously trying to just raise taxes ain't really going to work. And Jeff Bezos said that. It was like, look, we can have a talk about raising taxes, but don't act like that's going to fix the problem with inflation. That's going to just add to it. Let's not combine taxes and inflation into one thing like it's the same when it's not. All you're going to do is just cause one issue to increase with the other. You understand? That's how that goes. You're not going to raise taxes. You're not going to tax and spin your way out of inflation. That's not how that works at all. You want to raise taxes on Amazon, all you're going to do is create more inflation because I ain't paying that. If I'm Jeff Bezos, I'm not paying that. How much is a fair share anyway? What does that even mean? That's just some random number that people that don't know anything about politics or money or anything really, normies that are just ignorant, they'll just latch on to it. Say, yeah, pay your fair share, not even knowing what that even means. Okay, it's like the whole abortion issue. If you ask somebody that's an abortionist, that's a pro-death person, when is a baby, they draw a blank. Like I saw one girl, not girl, this was a grown woman, and she was being asked a question about, when can a baby be aborted? And the person was like, well, can baby be born? Can it be like 2 weeks old? And the lady just kept saying, whatever the mother wants, whatever the mother wants. Because at that point, she was not listening to the question. She was not really trying to have any kind of rational dialogue. It's just about, I'm going to say this one thing right here because I don't know what else to say. That's what's going on with the whole situation. Let me see if I can find that particular clip. I might not be able to. or I may. But anyway, let me go back before I get off and lose my train of thought here. Let's go back to what Jeff Bezos said here. So he responded to that thing about the taxes and the money and all of that. He was like, look, a squirrel. This is the White House's statement about my recent tweets. They understandably want to muddy the topic. They know inflation hurts the neediest the most, but unions aren't causing inflation and neither are wealthy people. Remember, the administration tried their best to add another $3.5 trillion to the federal spending. They failed, but if they had succeeded, inflation would be even higher than it is today, and inflation today is at a 40-year high. Exactly. So he's talking about Build Back Better with that $3.5 trillion in spending. Yeah, all you're gonna do with that is just create more money. You're gonna print up more money, spend more money, and add to the inflation that's already a problem right now in the country. You're not gonna fix inflation by printing money. That's the definition of a thing that is going to cause inflation, printing more money. That's the Zimbabwe type situation. You're going to be going to the grocery store with a wheelbarrow full of paper dollars to buy a loaf of bread. That's the extreme of inflation. Luckily, we're America and we have the petrodollar. We got our military and stuff like that to prevent that from happening anytime soon. But if we keep going and just keep doing whatever we want to do, that can definitely happen. You know, that could definitely be the case. I was watching Fox today, and they were talking about how somebody paid $28 for a beer on the airplane. A beer, a singular beer. This ain't beer, obviously, but a singular beer, $28. Now, I'm not a drinking type person, so is that too much? $28 for one beer? Hey, man, you got inflation going on, and then they can overcharge you because you on the airplane, you in the airport. I mean, it's going to get out of control. Try to buy some food on the airplane aside from the cookies they give you for free. And you could spend $100 for a meal. Oh, yeah, the food crisis, we already right there. Because the food crisis, you having the problem with the formula. That's already a food shortage. They're doing it little by little. And then I was watching the news today, and I think I saw a story about social media or something trying to block stories about how to make your own formula. And then I was listening to the news, and they said, well, there's a formula shortage, so we don't recommend you make your own formula. It's like, well, okay, so there's a formula shortage, but I can't make my own? Why? Why is that even a thing? Because it used to be able to make your own formula back in the day. Why can't you do it right now? Why would you recommend against making your own formula when there's not any? I don't really understand. It's weird. $28 for a beer. Yes, one beer. I mean, the inflation this year, the food crisis is not quite here, but it's coming. The formula, that's the first step. Because that's food. That's baby food. Quite literally. That's baby food. So it's already a shortage in that right now. Now, somebody's going to say, okay, what about breast milk? See, that's not even the point. The point is that there's a food shortage in the baby formula. So then it's going to get to the point where you can't just say use breast milk. Now you got to have actual solid food. Adults can't just survive on breast milk. You understand what I'm saying? That's not going to work. Adults got to eat actual food. And kids that are above breastfeeding age, they got to have that solid food. And when that becomes a problem, when that becomes very expensive, more than what it is right now, now it's going to be a serious issue. They're trying to push all this artificial stuff. Yeah, we don't want that. We do not want that at all. Oh, I have a small cough. My cough is nowhere near the way it was. It was worse last time. It's like a dry cough right now. I'm pretty much almost over the cough. A couple days it'll be gone. Yeah, I don't take medicine or nothing like that. I just try to, treat myself right eat well, vitamins, type of thing, vitamin C, vitamin D, zinc, all that, basic stuff. Yeah, I feel great right now, but it's just like a minor little cough. It's nothing. Exactly, Keith D. This is America. We should not be short of anything. Exactly. You got it. If we're short of formula, that's a problem because that's a harbinger of things to come. That's a warning sign right there. If we're short of baby formula, what's going to be next? What are we going to be short of next? Okay, we've already been short of certain food. Like if you go to certain restaurants, certain things are missing. Like I saw a sign outside of Captain D's where they were short of everything. They didn't have coleslaw, hush pup. They didn't have nothing. I don't think they had anything that you can make an entree with. They probably didn't have the basic chicken or anything like that to make meals with. Okay, so if we're short of certain things, that's a problem. That is a serious issue. So Jeff Bezos and Elon Musk, they understand that this whole thing with inflation is a serious problem. Now, your man Elon Musk said, enough is enough. This is too much going on. The Democratic Party, they're not really doing what they should be doing. So I'm gonna go a different direction. Right? He says he's going to vote Republican, and that's going to be that. I'll put this on the screen right quick for you guys. You see what he said right here. He says, in the past, I voted Democrat because they were mostly the Communist Party, but they had become the party of division and hate. So I can no longer support them and will vote Republican. Now watch the dirty tricks campaign against me unfold. Okay, so that was today about 2:44 p.m. He put that on Twitter. And you're going to see the campaign. Like they're already having a hate campaign against them. That's already there. Right? They're already trying to say all types of negative things about Elon Musk as a result of this. And as a result of him just speaking against the Biden administration, taking over Twitter, they're already saying negative things about him. But look for that to just really exponentially increase. Look for that to increase because now he's the enemy. Before he's just Elon Musk, cool guy, Tesla, SpaceX, all this, that, and the third. But now that he's on the other side, he's the enemy. So look for all types of negative things to be said about Elon Musk because of what he is saying right now. Right? That's going to be a definite issue. And I do love honey buns. That's right, April. Absolutely. You got me. You got me red-handed. you figure me out. I don't think Elon is a conservative, though. I think that Elon posted a meme that kind of describes himself. Elon is just a guy that was always a leftist, but found himself on the outside looking in one day. Okay, matter of fact, here's the meme that he posted. So as you can see right here, if you guys can't see it, I'll just describe it for you. So there's like three, I guess you would say, political lines. On the first line is like regular. It's a healthy balance of left and right. You got to get the center, right, and left. Now, in the first line, you have the center over to the right, and then at the end of the right, you have a little stick figure that says conservative at the end of the right. Now, between center and left, you have Elon Musk's head close to the center, but on the left still. And then on the opposite side, on the left, is a stick figure, and it says, my fellow liberal. But as the line starts to get a little bit longer, as the left starts to get further and further away, because the left is moving, not the right, the left is moving, the stick figure is running, and there's a question above the figure's head, and it's saying, my fellow liberal, not really sure if me and you are on the same page anymore. So now as the line is moving, the center is pushed right up under Elon Musk's head, but he's still on the left. And at the bottom line, Elon, mind you, has not moved at all, but the lines keep moving. So now Elon's on the right and the center is to the left of him. And the conservative stick figure is laughing because now Elon's over there with the conservative, although he's always been in the same place. And the leftist stick figure is now woke progressive that calls Elon Musk a bigot. But just probably about 8 years ago, actually, you can't really see this part of it, but the stick figures are labeled. See, there we go. So the lines are labeled. So the first line is 2008. The second one is 2012. And now we're in 2021 where the far left is now the face of the regular left. So if you were a leftist back in 2008 and you were a normie and you didn't go all the way far to the left like the stick figure did on the third one, you're going to be on the right now. Are you a conservative though? I'm not really sure that you are. I just think that you really don't know where to put yourself because the left has become so ridiculous. You don't want to be over there with them. But at the same time, you've not necessarily adopted anything conservative. You just are over there by default. So I think that's kind of what Elon Musk is. That's pretty much where he is. And that's okay. I can accept him for who he is, but I'm not trying to act like he's my bestie politically. We just have certain things in common because of what's going on right now with the crazy left. That's kind of what it is. I'm not going to expect him to be over here talking about abortion rights. He's not really going to do all that. And that's fine. As long as he's not going to be over here trying to trample upon my rights and what I like to do and what I want and how I want to live, then we're fine. We could coexist that way, right? We could coexist that way and it'll be totally okay. Yeah, this chart definitely does show Obama, but really the BLM radicalization for sure. The BLM radicalization, in many ways, Trump is, I want to say Trump's responsible. I think people's reaction to Trump and the media and their reaction to Trump has also kind of made this happen. People want to, show how they're not racist, how righteous they are, how virtuous they are. So what they did was quote unquote, overcorrect and go all the way far to the left. That'll show them I'm not racist. Meanwhile, they're the most racist people that they are. And speaking about Black Lives Matter, let's talk about Black Lives Matter for a moment because Black Lives Matter, we got to get into them. Now, have you guys seen what BLM has been up to lately? Have you guys seen the taxman that put out some information about Black Lives Matter? Well, to be specific, they put out information about Patrisse Cullors, number one suspect all the time. Now, Patrisse Cullors, this person, you know who that is. One of the co-founders of Black Lives Matter, her and 3 other lesbians. And that whole thing is funny about her being LGBTQ element of P, X, Y, and Z. But she got a whole baby daddy and the son. So it's like, when did the whole LGBT thing kick in? Okay, you got a whole son and the baby's father who you still paying some money to through BLM money, allegedly. So at what point did you decide, okay, I had a baby with a man who I'm still communicating with, so it was consensual, obviously. So when did I decide to become a lesbian? Okay. When the BLM money started to roll in, when I saw opportunity, I don't know. I'm just saying. I'm not here to judge nobody, but I'm just asking some questions. Like, when did the whole lesbian thing kick in? I'm just trying to figure it out because I feel like with a lot of these movements, the LGBT thing is just cool to do because you can capitalize on it. You can make money on it, right? I'm not necessarily sure that they'd be able to do the same thing they're doing if they were not LGBT. Because remember the guy with the blue vest, D-Ray, he's LGBT. All these people that are involved in these social movements are LGBT. Is that a prereq to be part of it? I don't know. I mean, I wouldn't know. I'm not one of these guys that gets money from these organizations, so I don't know how the inner workings are. I'm just saying, you got a whole son and the baby daddy who you still kicking off bread to. So when did the whole LGBT thing kick off for you, huh? But I'm kind of getting off track, so I digress. Anyway, so the taxman has revealed what Patrisse Cullors has been up to with her money. Let's get the article up. Hold on, because we got to go through it. If you guys have not seen my video, the video and the article, of course, is on my website, anthonyblogan.com. I'm going to pull up the Daily Mail article. Shout out to the Daily Mail. I don't know who writes for them, but you guys need to get a raise. And also shout out to Candace Owens for posting a piece of the article on her Instagram page, which is what alerted me to the existence of it to begin with. Yeah, exactly. The new press secretary. She's also LGBT. Oh, and a new press secretary. What's her name? Corinne Jean-Pierre is in a relationship with Suzanne Malveaux from CNN. Corinne Jean-Pierre is Haitian, right? Suzanne Malveaux, that sounds French. That's interesting, but I digress. Anyway, so how's that going to work? Like, okay, if you're going to be in Washington, D.C. on Capitol Hill in the government, must you have a lover or a relative in the mainstream media? That appears to be how it works. Just like your man, Chris Cuomo, who was brothers with Andrew Cuomo, who was the governor of New York, while Chris was at CNN. What's going on with that? But I'll leave it. I'll leave that right there. I'll leave it alone for a minute. Let's look at the BLM article. I don't want to get too far into the weeds of all these relationships in the government and Capitol Hill and the mainstream media. All right, hold on one second. Let's pull it up. Reveal: BLM co-founder Patrisse Cullors paid her baby father $970,000 for quote-unquote creative services, her brother $840,000 for security, a fellow director who's on the board of Black Lives Matter Global Network Foundation $2.1 million, and reimbursed the organization $73,000 for a charter flight. Now, apparently, Patrisse paid the Trayvon Martin Foundation $200,000, but your baby daddy gets paid almost $1 million for creative services. So I thought you guys are all about charity, blackity black black, all this, that, and the third. Is it about charity? Is it about blackity black black black? Or is it about just trying to enrich yourself and your family? Is it the whole Ilhan Omar situation? Well, Ilhan Omar gets divorced from her real husband, who she has kids with and has been with for like 20 years, to get married to somebody that might have been the brother for immigration purposes, gets divorced from him, gets married back to the actual husband, divorces him again, and then gets with this white guy by the name of Tim Minette, who is one of her campaign's chief vendors, gives him 70% of the campaign money so he can indirectly give the money to Ilhan Omar. You see how that works? Rather than Ilhan Omar just taking the money, which that'd be illegal, right? If she just took the money from the campaign and spent it on herself, rather than her doing that, she'll hire Tim Minette, who's now her husband, as a consultant. He'll get 70% of the campaign money and to do nothing, basically. So that money goes from the campaign to him, back to her. That's what's going on right here. If it's not, then I can't tell. Shouldn't the bulk of the money be going to Trayvon Martin Foundation and stuff like that? to families that have been impacted by violence and shootings and killings and things of that nature? Shouldn't that be where it goes? Or are you going to put the money into your Topanga Canyon house worth $1.4 million, your Toronto, Canada house worth like $6 to $8 million, your other house in LA is worth $6 million, your portfolio was like $10 to $20 million in real estate, your baby daddy's getting paid almost $1 million, your brother getting paid $840,000, your friend who's also on the board of BLM is getting paid 2.1. How does that work? The grift is super real. And you know what? This is why whenever somebody accuses me, whenever they accuse me of being a grifter, that's like, me, a grifter? Please, if I wanted to be a grifter, I wouldn't be a conservative guy. I'd be on the left, and I'd be a straight criminal. I'd be Ilhan Omar. I would be Patrisse Cullors. That's what I would be. The money, the big bags of money, that white guilt money is crucial. I read somewhere where I think Patrisse said that they're drowning in white guilt money. Hold on, I gotta find that article. Give me 1 second. I'm gonna find it. Oh no, here it is. Right away. Boom. Boom. So BLM co-founder Patrisse Cullors says group flooded with white guilt money. I'm reading it right here on the screen. The tens of millions of dollars BLM received was, quote, a major shock, unquote, BLM co-founder says. Hold on. Here's let's read this. Wait just 1 minute. Cullors made the comment in the MSNBC podcast posted Monday afternoon in response to a question from host Trymaine Lee, that's a name, ain't it? Who had asked if the organization's tsunami of flooding was tsunami of flooding. What? I mean, come on, man. Can we get some guys that have like a little bit of education? If the organization's tsunami of flooding was shocking, and if they had guardrails in place to ensure its cash was, excuse me, being directed in the proper ways. Yes, it was a major shock, Cullors said on the Into America podcast. It also happened a lot of like, oh, wait, I did not see that coming. You know, contrary to what, you know, has been reported, much of the funding that came in was from individual donors. That was a lot of white guilt money, Cullors continued. That's a lot of white folks being like, we just got to put the money. Says it right there on the podcast, not even trying to hide it. Not even trying to hide it. It's like, whatever, man. We got plenty of money. That's what we doing. Okay, look, she had a nice little glow up. That's probably baby daddy tattoo right there. Joel, that's probably baby daddy right there. Tatted it up, you know what I mean? Low fro, and then now she got the braids and she's doing well. In front of the homes, is chilling. That's what's going on. That's where the money is at. That's where all the grift is taking place. Black Lives Matter, Global Network Foundation. People like Maxine Waters also do the same thing. Maxine Waters is rated one of the most unethical people in Congress. What she does is she gives her campaign money to her daughter, and her daughter makes like campaign signs, direct mail pieces. She way overpays for the direct mail pieces, and that's how her daughter gets a big piece of the campaign money. I mean, DC, Capitol Hill is corrupt like that. It's very corrupt. And the term limits, it's no term limits a lot of the time. You can do whatever you want. Money just gets, if you give to these people like a Maxine Waters, legacy, I guess you would say legacy people that have been around for a long time that don't need to run really. You're giving them your money. That money's going anywhere. That money's going to campaign. That money's going to caviar dinners. That money's going to people's houses and mortgages and stuff like that. It's not going to them actually campaigning to win. Not at all. If they want to turn her TV off, meaning if they want to turn her, if they want to not have her win anymore, speaking about Maxine Waters, they just do it. But they don't really care. They just let it run. They don't think anybody else is going to come in that district and win. So it's like, just let Maxine do it. Let her give her daughter all the campaign money to spend on signs, although she might spend 10% of that money on signs and pocket the rest. So what? Who cares, right? That's generally what goes on in politics. Okay, and that's why politics sucks, especially on a national level. It sucks real bad. You got some good people like Rand Paul that do the right thing, but you got a lot of bad players, a lot of bad actors to do the wrong thing. A lot of these charities, they do the wrong thing. Black Lives Matter is just one of them, which is why it's really hard for me to give to any charity. I give sometimes, but I see stuff like that happen so much, I get very jaded. I get 100% jaded. All right. But yeah, so BLM raising a whole bunch of money, spending it on themselves. You getting plenty of money for that mansion. You renting the mansion out. You're renting the mansion out to yourselves and to other people. That whole thing is just weird. But I don't think any of it is necessarily illegal. But is it unethical? Yes. And I think one of the main things they're going to get in trouble with is they forgot to file certain things on deadlines, right? They forgot to file certain things on deadlines. There might have been some people that were there handling all that, but if they left the organization or if they got fired and they weren't replaced, now it's just like things aren't getting done the way they should be getting done. Now you got a problem. Now you got a big problem because you're not compliant legally. So they may be able to have an investigation opened on that, and there could be some kind of penalty, but I'm not really sure to what extent. But we'll see. I just hope that people realize that Black Lives Matter ain't nothing but a grift and stop giving them money. Please stop giving them money because you're not helping. You are not helping at all. All right. But you guys are the best audience anywhere on the internet. So if you enjoy what you're hearing thus far, please give the video a thumbs up. Like the video, share the video, do all that good stuff. I appreciate you if you do. And what else we got going on? Oh, yeah, the Buffalo shooting. Rest in peace to all those who passed away in the Buffalo shooting. Very unfortunate situation. Really, really, really unfortunate. It sucks that this is going to be used as a tool to push forward certain ideologies. The whole gun control thing, I don't understand the whole gun control narrative because this happened in New York. Not New York City, but New York State in Buffalo, upstate, close to Canada, close to Niagara Falls, which is right there. It's like a neighboring city, Niagara Falls. Not far from Toronto, Canada, actually, right across the Lake Ontario. Really sad situation. You have 10 people that were shot and killed. It was a racially motivated attack. And they got the guy. He's arrested. Personally, if it was me, I should take him out back, Old Yeller style, and just finish him off. Just have it be done right there. You're not going to waste some taxpayer money. You're not going to waste no time. Just go ahead and get straight to it. If you caught him red-handed shooting people, go ahead and just lay him down and have that be that. Unfortunately, in New York, there's no death penalty. If I'm wrong about that, y'all let me know in the comments. So the actual penalty that would happen is he'd be in jail forever in New York, but no death penalty. Like I said, if it was me, take him out back, Old Yeller, have it be done right there, and you won't waste any time, no taxpayer money, no anguish from the family, none of that. But the laws are the law, so they got him, they arrested him, now he's in custody. Now, could it have been prevented? I'm not really sure. They said that they had been watching him because he killed the cat. He cut a cat's head off and didn't really feel anything. Like, the guy had problems before this. I think they called the police on him before. The guy had problems. I'm not sure what they could have done to prevent it. You see, okay, let's talk about this part. What could have been done to prevent this? What, a red flag law? Now, that's a thing that a lot of us don't really like, the red flag law. I'm not sure that anything that is legal could have prevented him from doing what he did. The only thing that could have really prevented him from doing what he did was having other people armed. Okay? Matter of fact, there was a guy that said that, and I put that at the beginning of my video just to make that point crystal clear. There was a guy, the black guy, who said it. He was like, look, if we had other people in that store, in that Tops grocery store, armed, then you would have seen fewer people get shot and killed. The same thing with Dylan Roof. I think he had 9 people that got shot and killed. That wouldn't have happened if the constituents, if the churchgoers, if they were armed. There was another incident in the church where this guy tried to start a mass shooting rampage. I think he had a shotgun or something. And then there was a sharpshooter in the crowd, pulled his pistol out and hit him from distance. Boom. And it was over with. It was over. That's what you're going to have. They're talking about gun control. What kind of gun control is going to stop a criminal from having a gun and shooting people? You see, gun control is what you have in a place like New York, where people were just in the store with no guns. That's gun control. If people that are just sitting ducks waiting for somebody to come in there and do something to them. Unfortunately, gun control only works for people that abide by the law. Normies that don't understand anything about guns, they think that if you have gun control, what's going to happen is people that are criminals who have guns are not going to carry them. They're not going to go and kill people still. Again, you have gun control in New York, but it only works against those who are going to follow the law. That's how that is. I was watching the news recently, and somebody says gun control equals hitting your target. Exactly. But I was watching the news recently, locally, and they said, hey, there's a string of car break-ins recently, and if they could see a gun in your car, they get in that gun first. If they could break in your car and they see a gun, they're taking that instantly. That's what they want, is the gun. They breaking in the houses sometimes, taking guns. They're breaking in the cars, taking guns. That's what they want. So if people are stealing guns from your car, from your house, from wherever, and then going out on the street and using that, what kind of gun control is going to stop that? It's already illegal to steal. It's illegal to break into your house. It's illegal to break into your car. It's illegal to shoot people. What law are they going to follow? What law prevented them from going out there and doing what they did? The only thing they want is for people to be law-abiding citizens unarmed. That's all that's going to do. So you got to have your weapon on you. And if there's a problem with race-based attacks, which they're not, if there's a problem with that, the best way to solve that would be to be armed. If you feel like there's a racial problem, there's a race soldier out there, whatever, ain't no point in being afraid. Arm yourself. That's what that is. Arm yourself. But in reality, it ain't no race soldier problem. That's not even really a real thing. And I don't like how people are going to use this, talking about okay, black folks, what are we going to do? What are we going to do now? I was like, well, where was this question that over the past 50 years, we've been shooting each other in the street like it's nothing, like it's going out of style. Okay, New York City, New York State, all over the nation, you got black folks shooting and killing each other like it's nothing. Like it's nothing. I mean, Chicago, look at it. Just look at the numbers. Old ladies getting killed, little kids getting killed, normies going to work getting killed. I'll never forget that, man. The hitman, the black hitman who was paid to kill black people. I'll never forget when he missed his target and killed an innocent 32-year-old black man just because he was outside waiting for his daughter to come outside so he could take her to work. Innocent man, never and no nonsense, a family guy, regular dude, just killed them. But that right there don't really move the needle. That right there don't really say, hey, we need to defend ourselves. When the white man kills a black man, all of a sudden now that moves the needle. But when the black man does it, whatever. Matter of fact, if the police kill that black man that killed the black man, then they want to protest against the police officer. So, okay, you're mad about this man that gets killed, that killed another black man because he's black. But if the white man does not get killed for killing somebody that's black, then you're mad too. It's just dumb to me. Personally, all this race stuff is really irrelevant. I just think that we all need to be able to defend ourselves. And if people can't defend themselves for whatever the case may be, if they're little kids or whatever, it takes the adults in the room, especially the men, to defend those that cannot defend themselves. Elderly people, whatever it is, you defend them. So if you're in a grocery store and this fool starts shooting, it's up to you, sir, to pull that pistol and hit him. Long range, bam. Hit him. Put him down. Threat eliminated. Period. And if he died, that's a bonus. You get bonus points for that. That's how I feel. Okay? If he dies, there's bonus points because there's no getting locked up. There's no criminal process. If he dies, he dies. You get a bonus point. You get a sheriff's star. Put that right on your lapel. That's what I say. It's simple. All the race stuff, all that extra weird stuff, all the media stuff goes out the window if you just handle your business. And I think that if people realize that people were armed in these grocery stores and they couldn't just do whatever they wanted, they couldn't just go on the rampage, that'll also be a deterrent, right? People go to places where there's soft targets because they could just do whatever they want to do. But if they can't do that anymore, they might think twice. And if they don't think twice, well, they're not going to be able to think twice because they're going to be dead. And no more thinking when you're dead because that clock going to stop ticking. That TV will be turned off. Turned off. That's just what it is. But again, prayers out to everybody that passed away. And to those that were injured, hopefully you get well soon. Hopefully everything's okay. But let it be a lesson. You got to defend yourself. Regardless of where you are, regardless of what's going on, please defend yourself and defend others who are defenseless. Period. Yeah, it's really bad, SC Wolverines. I lost all my guns in the boating accident, so that's really tough on me. But if you got your guns, you didn't have no boating accident happen to you, then use them responsibly. Be a responsible, well-trained gun owner. That's just what it is. All right. So that's that. I got super chats on deck I'm going to get to, and then I'm going to get to the calls. The number to call is 434-658-1220. Again, 434-658-1220. Let me go ahead and pull it up here. Thank you to Kaius Posthumous, who says, Netflix employees are risking prison over content. Really? It can't be that serious. Also, we the people will not take one more rigged election. Thank you for that. Thank you to Everett, who says, shout out to, I already read that one. He said, shout out to Bryson Gray. You can leave 10 out of 10. Thank you to Apes Plight, who says 60% of citizens don't pay taxes and many are net negative on the country. Thank you to None of Your Business, who says, did you see Candace Owens calling out Meghan McCain for her hypocrisy? I did not see that, but I need to see that. I think so. I'll tell that out a little bit later. Thank you to Guitar Dude 777, who says Jeff Bezos for president. And thank you to Angel Rivera, who says great show, ABL. Thank you for that, man. I appreciate you. All right, let's go ahead and get to in Tennessee, Georgia, you can conceal carry here with no permit. Open carry, I'm not sure about. I like open carry too, though. Depending on the situation, I like open carry. You know, some people say they don't like open carry because you give yourself away, but I like open carry. Depending upon what's going on in a situation, concealed carry is good as well. But yeah, no permit. You could go to the you can go to the gun store. You had to get a background check. Like to go purchase your gun, like in a place like Tennessee, probably the same in Georgia. They do the instant background check. So you go to the store, you want to buy the gun, whatever it is. They got this little machine, and you put your information in the machine. Like you sit down at a machine. It's like an old school computer. Put your info in, and the background checks you right there. You pass, you get your gun, go about your business. If you don't, then hey man, you gotta figure something out, man. Get your background cleaned up and try again. I think it's a Greg Brown who says boat fund. I appreciate that. Oh, and the open border. Let me start on the open border. The open border is crazy. They letting all kind of stuff come through, man. They talking about they want to have tighter gun control. Meanwhile, the open border is just you letting all kind of people come in. You have no idea what they got going on. They can have guns, drugs, whatever. They can have anything, all kind of infectious disease, all of that kind of stuff. But yet they want to stop you and I from being able just to have our weapons, to have our Second Amendment rights. It's the silliest thing in the world. All right, let's go ahead and get to the calls here. There's also an email for Skype. If it doesn't work properly, do not blame me. Blame the white man. Y'all know how I do. And let's go ahead. Yeah, Title 42 is ending soon. Hopefully they don't end that, but it's looking like it's going to come to an end. 929, you know, line I'm speaking to.
Tony.
What's going on?
Yes. Please check your Twitter message right now because I send you the manifesto to your Twitter message.
You said the manifesto?
Yes, on your Twitter. So my Twitter account name is Age of Sigma.
Okay.
Okay, can you show it on the YouTube screen?
No, I can't show it right now, actually.
So my Twitter account name Age of Sigma, and it has a picture of the soldier lady, fishing Carter soldier lady. Do you see it?
I can't show that right now. I'm sorry.
Oh, but are you able to check it?
I can't. You got to move on. I'm sorry.
Okay, because I am not only like so send to you the manifesto, I also send to you the first link, the first link of his stream video that he commit shooting and live streaming.
So you told me what now? You said the manifesto, and then what else?
The video, the live stream that he live stream and commit the mass shooting at the same time.
Okay.
Okay. So I have to tell you emergency. It is very emergency news. It is whatever we will live or die, which I mean all Americans citizens went up. So on the May 22 this year, this month, right? May 22 this month, Joe Biden will sell our country to the World Health Community, which I mean the WHO.
Okay.
Yes, he will sell our countries to them, and they will use their amendment their own tyrant amendment that will lock down and also do the mandate. So what their amendment will do is they will destroy all of our friends of federal government, and it will destroy our constitution republic. We the people, our father, the constitution amendment. Then after they destroy it, then they replace with their amendment. That's how dangerous it is on the May 22. That is why I did contest to the Republican politics, the American first, try to contact them, the politics that I just, and I also sent a letter to the Supreme Court to let them know that.
Okay, I got you.
That's how dangerous it is. So, about the mass shooting New York Buffalo, I mean, you are correct. I mean, that guy, he is a socialist. He openly say he is a socialist when being asked. Also, he is a national socialist, which is the German party during the World War II. And also, he once joined the communist group, which called the authority left. But one more suspecting is like when he answered the question in the manifesto, like the question say like are you work for the federal? Are you a side of the federal? Well, then, so he wrote, no, I don't think so, but I think maybe the poison jab has side effect can make me do it.
Okay.
Hello?
Yeah, I'm here. I got you.
So about that Max shooting at the same date, there is like, I believe there is the 3 other shooting. One shooting one shooting in the Millward, where one shooting in the Millward, where again they shooting with order and cause people injured and death. And the other is one shooting in the Dallas. A shooter is a black extremist. The reason why he shoot at the Korean hair salon because he had Asian people. He discriminated against Asian American in the Dallas, Texas. Also, there is another shooting in the California, which is a Chinese man try to attempt to kill the Taiwanese American in the Christian church because he had Taiwan. And yes, we don't hear the news media aware about this because guess what? Well, because they are not the white male.
Right. I'm with you. But I got some more calls on I got to get to. So thank you for your call.
Oh, yes. Let's go, Brandon. And we must fight for the May 22. It is live or die.
There you go,
Let
man.
the shot flow.
Thank you for your call. All right. Shout out to the caller. Let's go to some more here. 706 on the line. Who am I speaking to?
Hey, what up, ABL? This is longtime follower, Mr. Ski, on your thing there. You might have seen my comments float around once in a while.
All righty, man. What's going on?
Oh man, just relaxing. I served the military for 28 years. I've been retired for a bit, but I'm down here in Georgia, just relaxing, watching all the drama, man. It's like, honestly, there is just so much clout, and then we got the elections coming on. I kind of feel bad for the Democrats because they ain't got nothing positive, really. I'm saying, we got all this crime. Title 42 is about to be lifted. There was that one congresswoman who did video down there in the warehouses on the border with baby formula stockpiled. So, yeah, hang on to your knickers. It's about to go crazy mad.
Oh yeah, it's going to be an issue, and it's just starting. So I don't really see it getting too much better for them.
Oh, I know. It's like, hey, honestly, it's like the media and all these people and the elections ramping up and trashing and bad mouthing one another and stuff like that. Me, I'm from Georgia. I'm a big football fan, so I'm down with Herschel. So he's like a role model down here. He's like a hero in Georgia. Herschel Walker, that is.
That's right.
So I just wanted to say, everybody to your chat group and anybody that's listening, y'all, I know y'all getting upset. Relax, take a breath. Things will sort themselves out because your vote is your vote, and you don't have to get upset about things. Go vote your way.
Right on, man.
All right. You have a good night. Catch you next week.
All right. Thank you for the call. Appreciate you.
No.
All right. Shout out to the caller. 504, you're on line. Who am I speaking to? Hello, 504.
Yeah, this is me, Jermaine Smith. We know you see me in the comments. What's up?
Ain't too much, man. What's going on?
Oh, man, I'm calling about this rhetoric you talking on this phone, man.
All right. So let me, what's going on? What's rhetoric I'm talking about?
I'm talking about how you be talking about, like you just mentioning the rhetoric of white people in the white news.
Okay, so be more exact.
So the problem is that you is black. You understand? The rhetoric you talking about to these people, I know you're just trying to make your money. I'm not gonna stop you for that. That's what you do.
Okay, wait a minute. So wait, sir. Oh, wait, no. So what did I say that was wrong? Well, sir. What did I say? Sir, listen to me now. What did I say that was wrong?
What you say that was wrong?
Yeah.
You only speaking to a white audience.
Okay, but whatever. What did I say? What did I say that was wrong?
Black people.
What did I say that was wrong though? What's the problem?
Everything. What is you not saying that was wrong?
Give me an example.
You fearing out this hate, this black hate. Somebody dropped you on your head when you was like 10 or something.
But you still have not told me what I said that was wrong.
What you mean? What you saying that was wrong? You
calling me with a complaint. You calling me with a grievance, but you're not actually.
I'm calling you about the Buffalo murder.
Okay.
The Buffalo murder.
So what did I say?
These white people sitting up there killing us.
Okay.
And what you saying is like they're not. Or you saying we don't need a law?
What?
Or you saying we don't need a law to protect us?
What law? What are you talking about?
Anti-black law or anti-black law. That's what we need. We need an anti-black law.
So
these politicians out here, they're not fighting for us.
So propose, sir. Propose a law. What do you think should happen? Propose a law. You said you said
like they have the Asian law, the same law.
Okay, so what is a law that you think we need?
Oh, you think I think we need protection. We need a protection. We need our own protection law.
Okay, but be specific though. You just saying you're not saying anything.
Everybody else got. We need our own protection law.
So what?
These race soldiers.
So what does anyone else have? What's a law that protects them? Like, be specific.
Oh, well, sure. Let's see. Specific. The Asians just had a law.
Okay, so what? So what?
The Indians have a law.
So what's the
class?
Sir.
Now you keep
sir,
no.
Sir. Listen to me now. You're not listening. You're just talking. You're just saying things, but you're not really saying too much
said
anything.
We need a protecting law.
Okay,
of
so
black people.
so the question is, sir. So the question is, what's going to be in this law that's going to protect us? Be specific.
Against the race soldiers, against all the white people, against everybody else that's against us.
So that there's already federal. Sir, listen. Now you calling my show. You calling my show. Now I ain't no. I'm gonna make you be quiet. How about that? Because I can just lower this volume and can't nobody hear you at all. So I'm gonna talk while you listen. Now, here's the thing though. There's already federal hate crime laws. If you attack somebody because of their race, you already going to the federal penitentiary. You're not going to come home. And in certain states, you can get the death penalty. So what more is needed? That we don't already have right now?
Going to jail.
What?
So what are you talking about?
Huh?
The cops not going to jail. Nobody going to jail.
What cops? What cops? What are you talking about?
Nobody. No, the cops not going to jail. All the white race soldiers, all the Asian race soldiers, the doggone ones that crossing that border. It's anti-blackness in this world.
Okay.
In America.
Okay. So in the case of the Buffalo situation, what law do we need that's not already there that would help us in that situation?
If it's already there, now why would they? What happened then?
Well, you said it. You said it.
If you're saying we need more cops on the street, but what happened then?
What? I never said it.
Don't defund the police, because we black people don't say defund the police. We say punish the police. If you have a wrongdoing, punishment. It's called punishment.
Okay. So what are you talking about?
And you don't believe in that. You're not the type of person that I know when we see you at the doggone dinner table, you're gonna sit up there and shut up. So we can talk around white people because that's what we do.
So what are you talking about? You're talking about different things.
But you're not gonna. You know what I'm saying? You need punishment.
Punishment for who?
So what's wrong with punishment?
Punishing who?
Punishing everybody who harm us. Because we get punished.
All right. So your role. So my question to you was, in the case of the Buffalo shooting, what law could you put on the books that's not already there that's going to protect us? Because you called in and said something about we need more laws. So what more is needed?
We need protection.
Okay. I heard you say that, but what would be sir? You're not listening. You're just an emotional person. You're just talking. What more? So what more could we have on the books that would protect us in the Buffalo situation? Be specific.
That's how about for all them white people that sit up there and steal all this hate like you, and then we can find out because the same people the same person that did that shooting, he have more people that's around him that have the same type of attitude. So we need to doggone find out who they are. So how about we get a task force and find out who these people are? How about a task force for that?
Okay, now we talking about a crime. They already investigate to see what's going on. So what? Again, you're not talking about anything that doesn't already exist.
Oh man,
it's called a federal investigation. You know what that is?
So what happened then? Why did it happen? What happened to them? What happened then? Why did that same law protect us now? So what happened then? In that case.
What do you mean what happened?
What happened in the Buffalo case? You said we already got the law. So what happened?
What do you mean what happened?
In that case?
Like you don't understand how laws work. You can't just.
No. I already understand.
No. You don't. I'm gonna answer the question. I said there's an federal investigation after the fact. So there's nothing you could really do. Like the guy got caught. He's going to go to jail. If there was a death penalty in New York, he get a death penalty. But unfortunately, ain't no death penalty. So he'd be in jail forever. That's what else is going to happen? If there was anybody else that was involved, there's an investigation and then they'll be able to find it out. There is nothing else you could do. There's no other laws you could put on the books that would make this situation be any different. The only thing you could do, the only law that I would suggest would be to have looser gun laws because we got to have everybody get armed. That's all I would say. So if you say that there should be a law that gets put on the books to prevent Buffalo from happening, make sure everybody has the ability to be armed in New York, which is kind of a problem right now because of the gun laws that a lot of the left Democrat people that you would vote for want.
No, we not voting for Democrats or Republicans. We voting black. That's what you don't understand now.
Not 90% of black folks who vote Democrats. Let's just stop playing games. Okay, let's just stop playing games. 90% of black folks who vote Democrat. It is what it is. So again, you people like yourself, when you vote, you're going to vote Democrat and you're going to vote for stuff like gun control, which is going to put you at a disadvantage. That's the reality.
Just like your family. So what's more disadvantage? Both of them disadvantage. No. We're not going to do that. We're doing black and white. See, you won't do politics. You like to do politics. You won't throw that mismatched politics. It's the same side of both coins.
So what's better, having tough gun control to where we can't get arms, or not having that so we can get arms? Which one is better?
So you telling me tough gun control?
The question I had to you was, which one is better, sir? The question I had to you was, sir, which one is better? Huh?
You gotta investigate them people. You gotta put them people
all right,
in jail,
all right. So I'm asking you this question. If you can't answer, I'm gonna go ahead and move on. So which one is better? The tough gun laws or the not tough gun laws? Which one is better for us?
Tough gun laws.
Okay, so you don't want to be able to have guns to protect yourself?
Dude.
So you want to be a sitting duck?
Illegal guns running around. Shut up.
Huh?
We got illegal guns running around, man.
So
it doesn't matter. He had a legal gun.
So as a common citizen, you don't want to have the guns to protect yourself, and you don't want to have to break the law to be able to have guns. Like, come on, man.
Somebody need to protect themselves.
All right, that's enough, man. I mean, we got to get people that got IQ above room temperature. That's all. Modern Renaissance man, it's you. What's going on?
Yes, sir. What's going on, my God? Hey, I haven't talked to you for a while, so let the audience know, hey, yo, I might get a little bit more time on here than usual, but that last caller, but see, what you don't understand is that, see, you only pander to the white people. You don't know nothing about what you talking about, ABL. See, you don't understand, man, because, see, you only talk to white people. You talk all that political stuff, man. That's all you know. But you don't know what's going on now here. Man, good night. Okay. Woo! What's going on, everybody? I hope all y'all out there doing good. Check this out. What you will find and what's going on right now is something that I've been learning, and I'm not trying to go religious on folks, but there's a lot of great principles in the Bible. One of the great examples is this. He makes a comment in the Bible saying how can you run a church if you don't even have your own home in order? So what I'm saying that for is that I have my house in order, okay? Now, by having my house in order, I'm able to take care of other things outside of my home because my home is in order. Now, when I was raising my sons, I spanked my sons. I know a lot of people are not going to agree with that, and I'm going somewhere with this, folks, so just bear with me. I spanked my sons while they were growing up. Right? Whenever I spanked my sons, I was disciplining them for a behavior that I did not want them to have, or a behavior that might have grown into something that would have become a part of their character, their behavior, and their attitude. I checked it at that point, right? So whenever my sons got in trouble and got disciplines, I would hear them go in their room, and they would go in there, I can't stand him. I'm going to run away. He made me mad. Shoot. I ain't even do nothing. I can hear them doing all this whining and crying about me being so bad. So what we have right now that's going on, and I'm just telling like it is because it doesn't bother me when folks get upset and yell at me. We have amongst our black people, the black community, they get mad when they get their butts spanked. They get mad when they get disciplined. They get mad when you challenge a behavior that you do not want them to have. And once you correct them on it, they don't even want to try to take the time to even think about what they did was wrong. All they focus is on the fact that you spanked me. The fact that you corrected me, the fact that you end up doing something to me that made me mad at you. So now I'm just going to lash out and be you. When all along, they don't take the time to sit there and think, what I did, is it wrong? Or what I'm doing, is it wrong? They don't like to do that. So that's why your last caller, he was not trying to arrive to no conclusion. He was not trying to hear you out. All he wanted to do is just lash out because you trigger something in him. You end up hitting on a behavior that a lot of black people have when it comes to a certain way they think, when it comes to a certain way they vote, when it comes to a certain way they try to see things. And if people just cannot understand right now that this whole thing that we got going on, like you mentioned it, man, this is preaching to the choir. You had a black person ran over folks at a parade. You had a black man that shot up people on a submarine. Both of those black men posted on their online social media how they did not like white people. They did not like white people. But then this guy, his thing that happened down in Buffalo, all of a sudden, he do something like that, and everybody wants to make this huge thing about racism. Oh, now when the white dude do it, okay, it's racism. Oh, now Joe Biden want to go down there and pander to this situation so he can sit there and make it seem like I really do care about the black people. I really do care about y'all. Look, this has to stop. We got to get the guns in order. Look what they're doing. They're just doing this. They're doing that. All they're doing is the same exact games they've been doing to black folks for the longest, is pimping them and using this race wave right now to try to get his votes up, because they knew that approval rating of his was completely going down. He knew he was in trouble. That's why the borders and everything is open up. They're using this race wave right now to pull all kinds of stuff out of it, because they know that they're not doing good. A red wave is coming, but they want to use this race wave to allow all these immigrants to come in. Oh, race wave. Oh, black people can't get ID. They're disenfranchised. They can't even go and get these IDs. What are they going to do? Oh, it ain't about black people. Black people are being played. It's about letting those immigrants in so they can vote without having to have no ID. It has nothing to do with black people. And if they don't wake up soon enough, black people are going to see you are not going to be the focus anymore, because the more of these brown people, the immigrants they letting in from that southern border, oh, black folks, you're not going to have a voice. I mean, people just don't know they being played right now. So, man, appreciate the time, ABL, man. And again, dude, you kill me. You kill me, dude. I'm over here dying laughing when you, sir. Dude, you don't have no cups made like that?
I do. Yeah, I got some mugs like that. Yeah.
I gotta get one, dude. I gotta get one when I do my little videos, when I'm holding up my Uncle Tom cup and all this. I gotta get me one with a sir and all that stuff on there, man. But dude, appreciate the time on the ABL, man. Keep doing what you're doing, man. By the way, it's official that I've been unshadow banned. I actually have a video that I recorded me talking with YouTube, which is unheard of. I talk with YouTube, right?
Wow.
All of a sudden, after talking with YouTube, within 3 days, 50,000 subscribers. Now, how can you explain that?
Well, you already know what happened. They released you.
Yep, got released from being shadow banned now. So, but anyway, man, hey, I appreciate this time, ABL, man. Keep doing what you're doing, bro. Everybody, because I know what ABL is going to ask me. You can find me over on my channel. It's called Modern Renaissance Man. I do a lot of the same exact thing ABL is doing. We getting our voices out there. People are frightened at folks like he and I, because people are waking up. Our community is waking up, and people don't like that because they like to ride on the victim gravy train. So my channel is called Modern Renaissance Man. I'm on Instagram at Modern Renaissance Man. I'm on Rumble at Modern Renaissance Man. I'm on Twitter at The Real Ty Smith. So y'all go over there, check that out. Love to see you guys over there again. ABL, appreciate the time on here, man. Keep on grinding, keep doing your thing, man, because folks are scared, because we are spanking those butts, bro.
Thank you for the call, man. Appreciate you.
Yes, sir.
All right, shout that was really good though. That was really good. Modern Renaissance Man. That was really good call. Shout out to him for that. 615, you're on the line. Who am I speaking to?
This is Willard.
I'm sorry, I can't hear you. Say it one more time.
This is Willard.
All right, what's going on?
Let me pause the YouTube video. I got to go into my ear.
Okay.
All right.
What's going on? What's happening?
How you doing, ABL?
It's all good, man. Can't complain.
So you're talking about the Buffalo shooter, and people are complaining about you being inconsistent with the black and the white shooter.
I don't know what that guy was talking about.
I just got here.
Yeah, I don't know what that guy was talking about. The caller a couple of calls ago. I don't know what he was really saying.
Yeah, me neither. But that comment about room temperature IQ was pretty good.
No doubt.
Tighten up, Willard.
Yeah, man. Let's get it together. We're live on air. So, do you have anything else to add?
No, sir. I like what you do, though.
Well, thank you for the call, man. Definitely appreciate you.
Yes, sir.
All right. Shout out to the caller. Yeah, you gotta tighten up. he knew it. Shout out to the caller. It's all good. All right. Let's go to, give me 1 second here. 571, you're on the line. Who am I speaking to?
Hey, what's going on? It's Sid over here in Virginia. Like, I talked to you earlier about that, earlier, I think in the month, about the traffic that's going on over in Fairfax, but I promise not to be all scatterbrained like this time. But yeah, like how you been this evening?
Oh, everything's all right, man. Can't complain too much.
Hey, that's good. That's good. Like yeah, that guy earlier about the man, he just sounded like he was like I mean, he's just speaking emotionally. Like I don't blame you about about treating him like a dude trying to find the employee bathroom when he's not allowed to go back there, you know. So to change the subject just a little bit, to maybe bring it back later, but have you witnessed anybody like expressing their frustrations or any like solutions that they come up with to combat inflation? Like, have you ran into anybody out in the public?
Not really. People are talking about inflation, but not necessarily trying to solve it. I mean, not in a specific way. People just say they don't want this guy to be in here because things are costing too much. But as far as any kind of like deep intellectual solution, no. Because I think it's not really that deep. I think it's just we have the wrong people in office and their policies are making the problem be what it is.
Yeah, I had a gentleman earlier today when I was working. Not to disclose any like information about the dude's company or what have you, but to be in the general, he apparently works for like a food truck company, right? Mm-hmm. And essentially, what he drives around a suburb where, of course, our founding fathers were, and well, all right, I'm gonna say DC or what have you, and around DC, this guy, he's delivering food and whatnot, and these people are getting so desperate where they're going and holding up the truck, Fast and Furious style, and the guy's, having none of it, where he doesn't want any trouble, so he's just like, hey, let me go and let me scan this thing off the truck, and you can have it, and like people having solutions like that, it's not. I mean, it's getting kind of out of hand from what I've been hearing here and there. But yeah, other than that though, with the whole entire race thing, I do have to say that you've been pretty based and pretty awesome with keeping I just don't understand how people can like wake up and then just take an individual that's been ignored by he apparently this guy is sick in the head and he hasn't received any help, and then just right off the bat they're gonna go play the narrative. I just it angers me as a minority. I'm half Asian, and it's like how can you do that? Like, that's not logical whatsoever.
Right, I'm with you.
Yeah, but I mean, with that right there, I just don't get how a lot of people don't see that. Like if people don't have the guns to go and take on, people that have this certain situation where they're going around shooting people, their only answer is to call the policeman. Apparently the racist policeman. Like it just becomes like it's frustrating talking to a lot of people that I guess that their main brain think is CNN's like talking points,
Right. Yeah, it can be very frustrating because people just don't really understand too much about the world around them. They don't really get it. And what they do understand, they've been brainwashed to understand, which is not going to be much, because the brainwash is not really going to get you any kind of solution. It just kind of gets you by in general conversation, but it won't help you actually succeed in your life, which is really unfortunate.
Did you have any any tips, any strategies that you have, like from one person that looks to logic to another? Like, do you have any tips? Like, say if I run into a person and we have this type of conversation.
I mean, I don't know. Like, people, they have to be open-minded to have the conversation, because sometimes it doesn't matter how much logic and reason you come at somebody with. If they don't want to hear it, they're not going to hear it. So the main thing would just be to find somebody that's open-minded and have a frank conversation without emotion. Just talk about just stone cold facts, no emotion, just facts, And if they're open-minded, maybe they'll hear you. But if not, it's not much you can really do, in my opinion.
Yeah, that's true. But I don't mean to take up all your time, but I appreciate you having me on, and definitely be safe out there. And thank you for putting on an awesome show tonight, man.
Well, thank you for the call, man. Definitely appreciate you.
Yeah, absolutely. Take care.
Yeah, man, that could be difficult to have conversations with people because, people they're gonna want to do what they want to do, and that's usually the long and short. All right, Tariq, what's going on?
Hey, what's going on? Yeah, man, that caller a couple of calls ago, he's an embarrassment to us, man, because these guys, man, and it's mostly it's hilarious how he says you're listening to white media when most of these guys who vote Democrats all their life take white liberal talking points and spread it amongst black people and try to beat us over the head with it, which is and what's crazy is that Malcolm X saw this. That's why he called them traitors to the race, because he saw how they were clowns and pawns for white liberals. He saw that every time there was an independent black man saying thing that works for the best interests of black people, the only clowns that show up are the black liberals who act like foot soldiers. They did the exact same thing to Ice Cube when Ice Cube said, hey, I'm going to talk to both parties. Simply because he spoke with the Republicans, they sent the black liberal, and the black liberal comes out acting like he's speaking for black people when he's just a mouthpiece for the white liberal. So you got black people who always talk about their economic situations and finance situations being bad, but they're so hyper focused on racism and not even trying to fix we have social problems, like economical problems, bro. Our culture needs rework, man. I mean, look at all these rappers shooting each other. And you out here worried about, you had like white people is out here hunting us, as if black people are not killing each other on a high enough level, as if Chicago doesn't exist. And seriously, that's how white liberals got to look to a lot of our people, sadly. A lot of our people live in la-la land. Like everything is perfect until once in a blue moon, a white man decides to go crazy and killing a black person. Then it's like, oh my God, we are being hunted. I'm like, man, we hunting ourselves. Our music is proof of us hunting ourselves. Look at what we rap about. It's nothing is positive about hip hop. And it's just insane, man. And he mentions the word race soldiers, and I know who he's getting that from. It is a certain person who I'm not going to mention. And pretty much race baiting. Swindled a lot of black people for $1 million for a museum that is not getting built. And it's just the IQ levels, like you mentioned, man. He's probably one of those black men who yells Black Lives Matter and probably hasn't even had the intellect to look and see what Black Lives Matter even stand for, to look and see the disrespect it has for heterosexual black men. Don't even want a heterosexual black man in the family. Black Lives Matter had no heterosexual black men in leadership whatsoever, but he wants to call himself a man. Like, you are taking orders from a black liberal lesbian who doesn't even deal with you. And yeah, you yelling Black Lives Matter and try to call in and try to clown somebody. No, man, like seriously, the joke is on him. And I swear, bro, if Malcolm X was alive, a lot of these black liberals would hate him because he would see the problem. He would see, like, a lot of us are slaves to this party and we are hyper emotional, just like the white liberal want us. And that's why when things like this happen, it's like all of our political objectives, all of the economic objectives we want, all of the social issues goes out the window because we got to do something about the white man. And then just one more thing, bro. He said he wanted more gun control. You see, this is the backwards thinking. You keep complaining about white supremacists, but you want more gun control. So then what you're saying as a black man who complains about white people hunting you all day is that I feel comfortable with the same people who's supposed to be hunting me to protect me. If the so-called white man or the white supremacist is your enemy, why do you trust them to protect you? It's backwards thinking, bro. And yeah, man, That's all I gotta say, man. Just keep doing you, man. Just keep getting them mad, and this is why they don't allow black liberals and black conservatives to debate, because we smash them. They sit here, they bring emotions, and you just stay level-headed, grounded, and bring facts. Take care, bro.
Thank you for the call. Appreciate it. Very well said. Couldn't have said it better myself. Yeah, they don't want to have us black liberals, black conservatives debate, because it's embarrassing every time that it happens for them, not for us. We always look calm, cool, collected, like we got everything together, which we do, and they don't. It's embarrassing for them. 716 on the line. Who am I speaking to?
Oh, shoot. Let me pause the video real quick. My name is Lamar. I actually grew up in Buffalo, New York, and my little brother actually used to work at that Tops that the nonsense unfortunately happened.
Wow.
Yes, sir. I just wanted to say I moved from New York about 9 months ago. So I went to the South. I moved to Arkansas because I got tired of the process of the pistol permit. So I just threw my hands up, saved some money up, and just jetted. And got down here, and you basically, like you were saying earlier, you could carry without any little to no restrictions down here. So just saw the nonsense from COVID, because I used to be, Democrat and anti-gun. We need to get the guns off the streets. And then, especially when COVID hit, it was a big eye-opener. I was already kind of more right-leaning, like towards like around 2018-ish, but that COVID really woke me up. So that's what got me out of there, because I was just tired of the criminals got full autos and all this other crazy stuff, and I just gotta wait for the cops to arrive. So I just got tired of that and just moved to the South, got some training, and I'm doing pretty good. So just wanted to call just because I'm actually from the area that happened. So it was just actually mind blowing about how I pretty much left just in time, because it could have been a possibility I could have been at that Tops that day. So just another reminder of, and of course I'm also African American. So I just to let you know that a lot of people are waking up, and we see the nonsense that's going on. So keep doing what you're doing. I ain't gonna hold you too long. We'll let the next person get on.
Thank you for your call, man. Definitely appreciate you.
Yes, sir. All right.
Well, there you have it right there. And he was talking about how these criminals can have whatever kind of guns they want, but you as a regular citizen up there in Buffalo, and just in New York State in general, what are you going to be able to do? Just wait for the police to show up? Meanwhile, you're in danger. Meanwhile, you're in the store. He's over here just shooting people. What are you supposed to do for yourself? But you go down south, you go down to Arkansas, now you can get your arms, and it's not really a big deal to have your weapon on you. But up there it is. The criminals are emboldened because they're not going to follow laws. Criminals, it's already illegal to shoot people. It's already illegal to have your weapon the way you have it up there, but they're still breaking those laws. The only thing that gun control does is it makes the law-abiding citizen be at a disadvantage. It weakens the law-abiding citizen. You follow laws, the criminals don't. So when the criminal comes with a gun to shoot you, you're at a disadvantage. It's simple. So if that right there was a determining factor, or one of the determining factors, probably the restrictions and things of that nature, but the guns especially, we see exactly why that would be a problem. Why it'd be a problem for you not to be able to have your weapon on you, because it's dangerous and you can't protect yourself. 315 on the line, am I speaking to? 315, hello.
Hello.
All right, turn stream. Yes, can you hear me?
Yes.
Turn your stream down in the background for me, please.
Oh, wait a minute. Oh. Why is it going down?
Just turn it off.
Yeah, okay. Is it okay now?
It's good to go. So what's happening?
I don't know if this question has anything to do with anything, but what upsets me the most about Biden is that he was allowed to run. They showed pictures of him with little girls running his hands up and down their hair. The girls moved aside, and he moved right behind them and did the same thing. It showed pictures of his son. It showed the diary that his daughter wrote when she was a kid, having her take showers with him. How was he even allowed to be running? I don't get it, and it upsets me. I mean, I know what it's like. I was there. Okay, it happened to me. But what I'm saying is that they allow people to do that, and then what gets me the more. I'm sorry. I don't mean to be, but I'm angry. I am angry because you've got all these people out there proud to Biden. How can a person, a family, a parent vote for somebody who's molested kids? I don't understand. And this isn't hearsay. It's not he said, she said. They show these pictures. I mean, I'm sure you're a dad. Would you allow that? I don't understand. And I hear these guys all the time around here bragging. Biden this and Biden that. And I got into an argument with one guy. Would you let this man vote? I mean, would you let this man run for our country if he touched your daughter? Well, that's just happened in the past. That's not. What? I'm sorry. Like I said, this is the main thing that's bothering me. I can't stand the man. That's it. I can't stand him. He's giving out money to all these immigrants and letting our people lay on the ground with babies sleeping in the cars and laying on the ground, you know, having no money at all with their little cans out, waiting for people to donate. But yet he gives immigrants money. I mean, I love Trump. He was going to make all these people get your butt off and go to work. You know, stop this welfare crap. And I don't understand. My husband was black. So, I mean, and I'm far from prejudice. The only thing I'm prejudiced against is prejudice. And there's so much. I have so much anger. I really do. I don't know how to talk because I have so much anger in me. In this country, how can they let this stuff happen? These are things I just don't understand, sir. I really don't understand. It's just me. I just don't understand. You know what I mean? And then they say, well, you know, some people, it happens to them, and that's why they go out and do. Don't give me that line of crap. You know, and then you've got all these people shooting. You've got blacks shooting blacks. But yet, they're complaining about whites shooting people. A white person shooting a black people to defend himself. You got these black guys going through parking lots, McDonald's drive-through, just killing kids. Killing them. But that's okay? I honestly don't understand. I really don't. I mean, I don't know if I make any sense. Are you still there?
I'm here. I'm listening to you. Yeah, I understand where you're coming from. I really do. It's a lot going on.
I'm
I can understand. Well,
I'm sure you do.
Yeah.
It's too hard for me to comprehend this. You know, I mean, even, and then his wife stands by him. I mean, come on, what the hell? He didn't win anything. If you got to be that desperate and go out and pay people, you got dead people voting for you. You got how can you even have the nerve to run? I mean, don't you have any kind of pride, any kind of dignity? I don't understand. I never even got into politics until Trump. And the reason I love Trump is because people used to tell me, you know, you can't do this. You can't. I do what Trump does. I say what I got to say. Whether you like it or not, I don't care. If I find somebody who's complaining about they don't have this, and I tell them, get off your butt and go to work. Oh, where am I going to find it? McDonald's. Go to McDonald's. Go to the grocery stores. Go to the nursing homes. They need it. Why can't you just, well, I can't do this. I can't. Well, then shut up. I just don't. I mean, I wasn't able to work because they say I'm disabled. I'm not disabled. I have 2 legs, 2 arms. I can walk, feed, shower. Don't call me disabled because I got metals in my body. I got a metal pelvic, metal shoulders, knees. But I'm not disabled. And you've got these people complaining because they can't go to work because they have a bad leg. So what? And I just honest, honey, I'm not trying to be. It's just so much anger I have built up inside me that I can't even talk right. And the main one is they allowed him to run, but yet they're causing, or they're saying Trump did this, that, and the other. What Trump did 20 years ago, he didn't rape anybody, he didn't touch little kids. But what he did with women back then is his business. He wasn't even in the politics. I mean, Biden did this years ago, cussing down black people, calling them all kinds of names, and then you got him voting for him? I mean, come on.
I got you.
I honestly don't understand.
I understand where you're coming from, but I thank you for your call. I got a few more calls on the line. I thank you for your call. I definitely appreciate you.
Well, thank you for your time.
All right, now.
Bye-bye.
All right, shout out to the caller. I understand her frustration. Caller line, I'm speaking to 347.
Yo, ABL.
What's going on?
What's up, my brother? How you?
Everything's good, man. Can't complain.
Oh, thank you for even accepting my call.
Oh, it's all good, man. No problem.
I damn, I didn't even think you would be. I thought you would have a secretary.
Nah, it's me.
As you were? Wow. I'm completely impressed, bro.
Well,
what do I have to do?
Well, if you got anything on your mind, whatever's going on, just talk to me about what's happening.
Oh man, there's plenty of things out. All right. All right. I'm gonna come in. My name's Sazo. I'm from the dirty, wretched city of New York City. And I just want to be honest and stuff like that. But one of the things on my mind really is like, man, first of all, let me give you a credit to everything that you've been doing for such a long time, man. I've been watching your show for such a long time, and I really appreciate, your contribution to everything.
Well, thank you, man.
You hear me? Still hear me?
Yeah, I'm with you, man. Thank you. I appreciate that.
All right, and then I just have one question. Like, do you think things can change? Do you think it's a race thing or it's an ideology thing? Because I remember David Campbell was saying that, listen, the things in America, especially in the black community, will change if it went from night to day, from liberal to conservative. And I really believe that. I think that if the ideology changed from liberal to conservative, the world would change. I mean, especially in our community. What you think about that?
I think that it can change if you just change ideology. But see, the problem is a lot of people, they grew up with a certain kind of ideology, and it's hard to get them to change. But if people can change their hearts, change their minds, they can change their ideology, then you can get a difference. You can have a definite difference in the country. And I think really we don't have to have everybody to change, but if enough of us change, you'll see a big difference in the country.
I mean, it has to be the majority. From my point of view, it has to be the majority of people have to change back to the ways, where we used to be. Especially, I mean, the community of quote unquote black people. If you wanna just narrow it down to that one community, if black people was to change and have a conservative perspective on things, I think things would change overnight. But regardless of that, man, Anthony Brian Logan, bro, I've called. I had questions, but my calling tonight is, man, you've been that dude for so long, man. I really want to see you have some interview. I really want you to interview some people who's outside of your perspective, bro. Some influencers. Oh, and another thing. Let me ask you a question. Do you think that Patrisse Cullors is one of the most powerful women in the world?
That's a good question. I think I'm not necessarily sure about her as a person, but definitely the organization. Yeah, but I'm not really sure about her specifically. But if we're going to count her because she's part of their organization, then yes.
Okay, then did you see the Millie Weaver? The Millie Weaver, because in a lot of times, and then when every time you say that Black Lives Matter got $90 million, I always say to myself, I said, no, they really got $10 billion. The reason why I say that they really got $10 billion because they're one organization under an umbrella company. So did you watch the Millie Weaver? Did you watch the Millie Weaver documentary on the not only Black Lives Matter, but OAC? I'm from New York City, but so I'm talking about Cortez. And did you watch how they fall underneath the umbrella of the whole really conglomerate?
Now, I didn't see that documentary, but I know what you're talking about, though, as far as the 10 billion, because I read that stat back a while ago where they said that Black Lives Matter and Black Lives Matter affiliated groups raised $10 billion after George Floyd died. It was like in about a 6-month period in 2020, they raised $10.6 billion. So, yeah.
Exactly.
And they're all kind of like similar.
Exactly. No, and now this is my final question to you. If we could, what would be the most important change, or what would you see if, not to say you running for a political position, because I think you really are capable of holding a political position. And let me ask you a question. Is this a business to you specifically? Is this a business, or is this something that you want to change the scope of things?
Well, it's both really, because I do feed myself with this, but I'm not doing this just because of that, because I was doing this when I was making no money. I was doing this when nobody even heard me. Like I started doing, I had my BlackBerry phone, and I was recording voice notes in that, and I was the only one that heard them. And then I decided I could put them on YouTube and I could get my message out that way. That's how I started, because when I first started, I had no camera, no nothing. It was just voice notes on my phone. And then I realized I can really do something with it. Like I had no intentions on making this be what I did for a living. I had no idea I could even do this. I just started. The way I started is the same way I feel about it right now. So if it was to go away tomorrow, I would still do this. I would just find something else to do with myself to be able to eat.
My only issue is that, a lot of people in different situations feel like, not necessarily feel like, but it's a certain, it seems like, and a lot of times that this is just a business compared to actually looking for solutions, and actually results, and goals being accomplished. A lot of times it feels like in certain, not to say you, because I feel like you one of the genuine people. When you wrong, you can admit you wrong, and when you right, you can admit you right. But I feel like a lot of times, even the conservative space, they feel like, this is just a business compared to, actually, being something that the people can consume, and something solutions based for the community.
Yeah, I understand that, but if you're on YouTube making videos every day, it has to be a business, because you got to be able to eat and feed yourself. But at the same time, this is just me, how I've always been. Even without making $1, I've been the same, and I want people to really be able to listen to what I say and help their own lives in any kind of way, and not just their own lives, but other people. I definitely do want that, because I came on YouTube trying to find that for myself. So when I was having a hard time finding it, I was like, well, I can do this, because I already talk about it in my voice notes, and me just do that. So that was my whole purpose, and it's still my purpose. And I hope people can really see that. If they are caught up in the whole money part of it, that's on them. I can't really do nothing about that. But I think people can look beyond that and get some real get some real information. But thank you for your call, man. Definitely appreciate you.
Thank you, my brother. One more question before you ask. Who you gonna vote for?
What you mean? In 2024?
Yeah, or 2024 in your local election.
Well, my local election, I already voted. I think county mayor. We had Weston Wamp, and then his sister Cody for, I forget what she ran for, but I know the county mayor. I think that's Weston.
What you think about DeSantis versus DeSantis versus Trump? And then, do you think about what do you think about the purchase of Twitter?
Okay, these are long questions. I gotta get to some more calls. I'm answering real quickly.
Thank you.
It's all good, man. I answer it off the line, but thank you for the call.
Thank you, bro. Please.
All right. Now, as far as the purchasing of Twitter, I think that it makes sense because Twitter is clearly biased towards conservatives, and if Elon Musk is able to purchase it and reverse that and make it be more open to everyone, I think that'd be great. I think that's fantastic. I think I would want DeSantis to run because he's not as toxic as Trump. And please don't misunderstand me when I say Trump is toxic. It's not Trump's fault that he is toxic. It's what the media has done to him. The media has made Trump toxic, but they have not made Ron DeSantis toxic. I don't think they could do the same thing they did to DeSantis that they did to Trump, because they had all kind of stuff that they were trying to throw out on Trump. That's not going to really work with DeSantis the same way. People learned their lesson a little bit from the first time, and DeSantis was not an entertainer or anything like that before he became a politician. So there's not going to be enough to really get on DeSantis about. All right. Let's go to 256 on the line. Who am I speaking to?
ABL, what's happening, man?
Ain't too much, man. What's going on?
Not much. What do you think about this World Health Organization treaty Biden's supposed to be signing soon?
I've been hearing about that a little bit, but I don't know a lot about it. So I don't really know exactly what it would do. I don't think it's binding at all. I'm not surprised that he would sign something like that, because it kind of reminds me of the whole Paris Climate Accord thing.
Well, I think it's something you need to look into, because if they sign this, man, it's a global power grab is what it is, man. It's just going to give away all our rights. Our sovereignty will be gone, and they'll call the shots, and we'll have to do what they say.
Well,
They'll be able to say what's a pandemic and what's not. They'll be able to tell you what drugs you can take, what you can't. So look into this and tell me what you think about it on your upcoming shows.
Well, I'll check it out and see what's going on with it.
All right, man. It's nice talking to you.
Likewise, man. Thank you for your call.
All right, bye.
Yeah, I don't foresee any kind of document that's being signed outside the United States being binding, because how are they going to enforce that, though? You understand? One thing that America has to our advantage is the Second Amendment. So what are they going to do? Bring the blue hats over here and try to enforce it? That's not going to end very well. So I don't really see how that's going to actually work. You understand? Like, they can try to do certain things over here that it's not going to work. They can't even enforce lockdowns all the way over here. They can't even enforce that. So how are they going to enforce some document that's signed outside the United States? Because regardless of what they say, they could say whatever they want. All right, that's cool, but you have to enforce it. It's like with anything else. It means nothing unless you have the ability to enforce. Without that, then you have nothing. Okay, let's go. 574, you're on the line. Who am I speaking to?
Hello?
Yes, can you hear me?
ABL?
This is me.
Oh, hi. This is Sarah. I can't believe I'm talking to you right now, so I'm going to try and, not freak out. I just want to tell you, just start off, I love you, and just, you're great, and I love your content, and I think that you're, other than other people online, you really kind of bring people in, and it's not an argument. It's just more of a conversation. So when I want to watch politics and relax, I kind of watch you. It's not as crazy. I just wanted to say that.
Well, thank you. I appreciate it.
But I'll get to my question. It's not about the Buffalo shooting, but it is about I tried to call in the last time that you were doing Roe versus Wade, and I wanted to see what your opinion was. I've thought about this a lot. Try and make it quick. I feel like, in my opinion, there is a link between the fact that we have mass abortion in our country and they promote it, and it's almost like the generation that I was in, plus the younger generation, I'm from 94, that they've manipulated into thinking that abortion's okay. And then on top of it, you have transgenderism and forcing mass amounts of women who are unsure about what they are and or whatever have you, that they feel like they need to change. They're permanently castrating themselves. Most people don't realize the medicine they're taking will permanently affect them forever. I feel like there's a link between that, population control, and it's almost like they knew it wouldn't work out the way it does in China, forcibly stopping people from having children and enforcing rules. So why not create a whole generation that is raised to think that these things are okay, so you're self-doing it? It's almost like being in a bad relationship and you're like, well, you could have left. You were in an abusive relationship. Why did you leave? Well, it's mental control. And I wanted to know what your thoughts were on my opinion.
Well, yeah, that's definitely a thing. People sometimes have a hard time being able to really see what's going on because of how they've been conditioned mentally. That's definitely a thing.
Yeah, I definitely think so too. And it just seems to be like, I know there's conspiracy theories and out there, but it's just like, and then now the baby formula shortage. It's like, come on, like it seems to be that you have a lot that goes on with it. And this, I don't know if you've ever read the book called The Negro Project. My friend Stephen bought it for me and I loved it. It was a great read. And it talks about Margaret Sanger's plan, her diabolical plan to make sure that people who were African American and also disabled to stop them from having children. And there's great history that shows us what their plan was all along. And it just seems linked to making sterilization in people, and the next generation is not going to have any kids. And so it takes Christianity out of the next generation almost, so that they don't feel any emotion towards murder.
Right. Yeah. And I'm seeing a lot of that now when you're talking about abortion, and you ask people on the streets questions and they just remove the humanity from the actual baby. They don't even really think about the baby being a baby. It's pretty sad.
No, not at all. And I've had 2 children, and it's just like, even before that, I mean, afterwards I became even more pro-life. Now I'm just completely against it. But I watch you, I watch Stephen Crowder, every conservative that you could probably think of, the Gothics. I watch all of you guys. I love all of you. And they say we don't exist. And it's like, no, we do. It's just you guys censor us. It's just like the hidden video they just watched of that guy getting leaked. I think it was Twitter, him talking about how they do. They let the left go crazy and censor any other opposing view because it's not what they want to hear. Like that guy you were talking to earlier. Your kids don't want to listen either. It's almost like a generation that got told yes all the time. It's almost like you grow up and you're like, you can be anything. You can be a fairy princess. You can grow up and do anything. We got out of a point where we're like, no, you got to realistically, you got to go to work. You got to go to school. You got to do all this stuff. I don't think that they got out of it. I still think that they want that dream to be real.
Yeah, I believe so.
Yeah. And so it's almost like with the whole cosplay and all the different genders and with the adult babies, stuff like it's just and I feel like it all has a link to itself, that they knew what they were doing when they decided to push all these things, and they went ahead and completely did it, and then just mind warp everybody to not see what's going on. And if you put so much information out, it's going to be hard unless you're really paying attention to decipher through everything. But I don't want to keep you for too long, but I'm so glad I got to talk to you. My name's Sarah, by the way, and I'm from Indiana. And if you want to see any of my YouTube videos, just a shout out there. I hate doing that, but I love you. And so if you do want to know who I am or what I look like, I can't curse, but it is, I can say it in abbreviation. It's SAY, so SAY, and then WTHW, Sarah.
Well, thank you for your call. Definitely appreciate you.
Thank you, ABL. Have a blessed day, honey.
Same to you.
Bye-bye.
All righty. Great call. Great call. And let's go to 805 on the line. What speaker to?
Hey, this is George Rockwell, George Lincoln Rockwell. How's it going, ABL?
It's all great, man. How about yourself?
It's going well, man. It's going well. I'm a black guy, conservative, former Republican. After Buffalo, New York, and after, seeing how white women don't like black men anyway, I don't want to be a Republican anymore, and I became an ethno-nationalist.
All right, man. I'm not even going to really deal with that. Let's go ahead and go to some more. I'm not even really. No, I'm straight. Okay. 276 on the line. What speaker to?
Hi, y'all. Can you hear me?
I heard you well.
Okay, as long as I'm clear. So I just wanted to maybe, Michelle from Phoenix, by the way. So I wanted to talk a little bit about our brother that called in earlier. I think I understand, or trying to understand the bridge in this conversation with what we call liberals and conservatives. I think there's a reality for black men that just they can't articulate, right? And it comes out as emotional and unreasonable and all of these things. But I think both sides tend to fall on talking points, and it's just not healthy. I think it could be more helpful to, like you did, to try to get people that are emotional because of a situation or go into this grain of emotion because of these situations, to try to get them to understand that there are factual things that could have changed the situation. I've heard a lot about this whole Asian bill. I agree. I think that, the black community is completely underserved. I don't care who you vote for. They're never going to get served, right? I think it's too late, for the on the ground help to come to the black community. And I hate to say this, I really do, but I think it's too late. I think too much time has passed in this country, and there are some real issues. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm all about self-determination, and I think that our forefathers were good examples of self-determination. But for the people that just fell through the cracks, the people that have been sort of ingrained with schooling and media and things like that, there have been a lot of opportunities lost, and I think it's mostly because of divisiveness. I don't think politics helps any of us. And we really do need to bridge some gaps in the black community. And I mean specifically to black community. I'm an American first, but I do care about my community. And I just think we need to do better at sort of having a little bit more grace in some of those conversations that we have. Not that you didn't. I'm just saying in general, when we think about these things, that could be something we need to, start trying to come together in our own community as well as the broader American dialect.
I mean, but really, I'm gonna say this. Like, the truth is that the time for being soft and sensitive is over with, because all it's gonna do is just enable people to just stay where they are and not improve. That's just really it, because that's been going on for so long, especially in the black community where it's a matriarchy, where it's run by women. All they get all day is soft and passive. That ain't gonna help at all. You got to get people that like my late brother Kevin Samuels, who would go hard. You got to have that, because all we ever had was, well, I won't say ever. All we've had over the past 40, 50 years is soft. and feminism and all that stuff. We got to go a different direction, because we could keep doing the same old thing and keep getting the same results. But what's the purpose? You know, the time for grace is over with. We need to go back and get more of the strength and masculinity in it. And we gotta, if I was, like I said many times before, if I could be the king and just rule by fiat and do certain things that would help, I would say get rid of this welfare state, because that right there is also part of the soft things that's holding us up. How are you going to ever fall and reach rock bottom to then go to the top if you can't fall? You got the welfare state backing you up, feminism backing you up, LGBT, all that kind of stuff backing you up, academia, which is also run by feminism, backing you up. You're never going to be able to succeed that way. You got to get beyond that. So that's what I would do. I would stop all the soft and the pandering. That's not going to help. That's just buying into the very things that are keeping us in this arrested development.
So I don't think I said anything about being soft.
I mean, no, wait, sir, ma'am. I didn't say ma'am. Wait a minute. I'm not saying you said anything. All I'm saying is, if you're talking about grace, that's what that falls into. I'm telling you my interpretation. I'm telling you my interpretation of what you're saying. What you're saying is exactly the things that we do all the time that keep us where we are. I mean, are you black? Are you in it? I'm not really sure.
I am black.
Okay.
I am
So
black.
Wait. So you understand the feminism that I'm talking about. You understand the matriarchy, how where it's big mama, whatever big mama says goes, whatever mama says goes. The dad has no say so. The dad's not even really there. It's the mom, and it's the.
That's not how I was raised, so that's not where I'm coming from.
But you understand the general you understand the general problems that we face. 80% of us.
I do.
So you get it.
Yeah.
So you see.
Yeah, I get that for sure. I think what I was trying. I guess what I was trying to say in terms of that brother that called earlier is that, yeah, I mean, there are hard facts that some people just can't grasp, right? There are hard facts that some people can't grasp, but I also think that we dismiss sometimes those that have risen above certain things, those that come from a different way of life. We can dismiss what they perceive as realities, right? And when you do that, and I'm speaking from experience here, from working with young people, from working with parents that didn't always get it right, that, you know, there are times when we have to, and I'm not saying being soft, I'm not saying pandering, I'm saying that we have to navigate that in such a way where it's not about talking points. We navigate it in an active way. So there's an actual action that has to take place. Your point was, yeah, we need to get guns, responsible gun owners in the Black community. I really like Black Guns Matter. You know, I think we need to start exhibiting examples of what those things look like in those communities. Dads on duty, Black Guns Matter. You know, the veterans that patrol the neighborhoods in Chicago. You know, these are examples that we need to uphold. And that's not a political thing. Some of these men are liberal, some of these men are Democrats, but they take an active role in the community. And I just think we need to start pressing those things that are actually working, so it clicks that there are things out there that are counter to what you're saying. You know, because when we start following these politics things, I'm sorry, neither one is serving them. There is a certain population in the Black community, they're not being served. And I don't care what anybody says, right or left. They're just not. And it's not about, they're just in a circumstance where they just don't have it. I don't care. I don't know if it's carbs. I don't know diet. I don't know what it is. They just don't have it. And so something has to click in that person for them to see it for themselves. And it doesn't matter what you say. And I'm just telling you from experience. I'm telling you from my experience. I come from a cop family. My grandfather was chief of police. I'm telling you that these these things go beyond talking points. And I think that is important, for us to realize in the Black community. That's all I'm saying. I think it could be useful, for us just to kind of understand that a little bit more when we have these conversations. Yeah, he was getting a little rah-rah. He was getting out of control. But, I've been in the midst of that. And I've seen how that can get talked down, and you can get them to kind of pull into your side a little bit more. So that's all I'm saying. But this is always a great show.
Oh, well, thank you for your call. I definitely appreciate you.
Yes, sir. Have a good night.
All right. Shout out to the caller. I mean, I can understand where she's coming from, but I'm telling you, how can I say this? Like, trying to meet somebody, like the person that called earlier has no intentions on ever listening to anything I say. That kind of person, as an adult, is not even really gonna. They will be able to come to their own realization on their own time. When you're talking about kids, you can kind of get them, but again, the kids can't have any kind of softness, any kind of weakness. They, especially these young boys out here, any kind of softness, any kind of weakness will be immediately seized upon and taken advantage of. That's what I know, coming from where I come from, coming from the hood for real. These guys, I know how they operate. That's how they operate. I know people that I could talk to right now that's in jail, that's been in jail. I could talk to them about some things I'm talking about, even if it's not necessarily directly political. They'd be like, man, I don't know nothing about that. I don't care nothing about that. You speak Chinese. Even if it ain't politics, I could talk about what I was saying to the dude. I don't know nothing about that. I don't care nothing about that. And the young boys, they definitely don't care nothing about that. I don't know. I just see, we just see things differently, I suppose. 716 on the line. Who am I speaking to? 716, hello. All right, 716. Let's not get cold feet. 254, you're on the line. Who am I speaking to?
Hey, good evening, ABL. How you doing tonight?
It's all good, man. What's going on?
Just relaxing, enjoying the show, listening to some of the callers. I know a few folks kind of sound a little crazy on there, and a lot of good callers coming in, bring out some good viewpoints as well. So it's been a while since I called in, so just take the opportunity to appreciate letting me call in right here on that. A lot of chaos kind of happening out here. I'm kind of seeing this taking place in the culture side of the United States over here, seeing a lot of policy changes coming to place, a lot of crazy things happening this week right here. So I'll try to hit on some of those wickets that kind of got discussed. Previous caller, I was here at the beginning of the call, when we were talking about the whole Buffalo shooting situation, some of the legislation that's enacted up there in New York. I mean, it's a pretty strict area that lives up there. I got a few friends that still live up there in New York. They're trying to escape that. They're trying to escape that state up there, but we see how, some of the legislation has, sat over there and inhibited the rights of private citizens to sit over there and not be able to have, guns as easily. We see this in like the state of Texas, a little more liberal out there for us to be able to have access to that, and we're able to defend ourselves a little bit more. And for somebody to sit there and say, no, I don't want that, like you guys already talked about it earlier in the show, it's like you're going to sit over there and say you don't want the cops, but then you want somebody who's going to come in there and defend you for situations as such. It's pretty wild on that atmosphere right there. But I think one lady who called in earlier too, kind of talk about what she said right there. She sounds upset, and I think that's a lot of Americans right now as well. And she said that she's hasn't become more political and since Trump came into office, and we're starting to see that now. You're starting to see that a lot more with people trying to become more active. But a lot of things too is if you're not active even in the previous time. If you don't know what's going on in your local and state legislation, you're not paying attention to what's going on in your local and state government. Focusing on the grander scheme of things isn't really going to help so much. Yes, we can sit over and see what's happened to our country. Yes, we can sit over and see what some of these bigwig politicians come into play. But, president's just a figurehead. We all know that there's strings and other stuff taking place behind the scenes to be able to put how this country gets ran. And I feel for her on that one too, because I too have just started taking more precedence and paying attention to what's going on politically, paying attention to what's going on to my nation right here. And I think a lot of people just need to start actually getting more involved with that. And being able to sit, I know we're preaching to the choir with the stream over here. A lot of us are trying to get back into politics. A lot of us are trying to make those changes right there, trying to reach out to people and let them see, hey, there is issues with this country. Hey, how can we tackle this? And it's not to say, there should be a discussion between left or right, Democratic or Republican on there, because let's be real, both sides of the field are pretty rough. But coming to that neutral ground of how can we make our country better? How can we sit over there and start, putting better towards the community, better towards our nation, and better towards these changes right here? And I hope that more people, instead of taking it as an anger stuff and getting upset about this, use it as an opportunity to sit out there and get other people involved into this political side, getting involved in communities and that to help better and improve that. So lost track of what I was going with right there. So I'll just leave it as is. I got to get back to finish up cooking and stuff. I'm doing some meal prepping right now for the week. But hey, shout out to you. Good job with the show tonight. Keep it up with everyone else out there too. And have a good night.
Thank you for the call, man. Appreciate you.
Yeah, have a good one.
All right, shout out to the caller. Let's go 703. You're on the line. Who am I speaking to?
Hey, ABL, how are you doing?
Oh, well, man, can't complain. About yourself?
Very good. This is Ben calling from the East Coast.
All righty.
Have you already discussed the Pennsylvania senatorial elections?
Not really. Sort of, but not really.
Oh, okay. Well, I have a question about it. I've been listening to YouTuber Matt Walsh. He's related to the Daily Wire. I was listening to a video of his earlier today, and he was talking about Dr. Oz's inconsistent track record within the last decade and how he supported democratic ideals. And I wanted to get your opinion on what do you think of Dr. Oz and how does he fare against his contender, Kathy Barnett?
I'm not really a fan of Dr. Oz because before he ran for office, I wasn't really a fan of his. I kind of consider him to be a quack of a doctor. I just wasn't really a fan of Dr. Oz. I'm not going to say he's like some kind of terrible guy. I don't really know about him that deeply. I'm just not really a fan of his. I liked Kathy Barnett. I wanted her to actually win the race just from what I heard about her. But I think maybe she wasn't the establishment pick because the others said, okay, she went to January 6th. It's like, so what? She was just there. It wasn't like she was in the, in the building destroying things. She was just there peaceful like mostly everybody else was. Same as Trump was there peaceful just like everybody else was. So it just seemed like she wasn't the establishment pick. And I feel like Dr. Oz was the pick for the establishment, maybe him or the other guy. So, yeah, not really a fan of his. I liked her more than him.
Yeah, I agree with you, definitely. I'm the supporting Kathy Barnett. I don't live in Pennsylvania, but I've been watching the Pennsylvania senatorial race on the news. And I noticed I was kind of wary of Dr. Oz, especially how he just became a Republican and he was supporting the Jacob Blake incident without knowing proper details. So I was very, very wary of him. And Barnett seems a little consistent, but has been criticized by former President Trump. So I don't know how that will work out for her. But given Dr. Oz's Arabic Turkish ethnicity, this is my last question. I wanted to know, do you think he has a chance in the 2024 presidential elections, giving public opinion? Because this will be the first time, I think, maybe a religion has been contested other than Christianity.
He has no chance in the general election at all. I mean, no chance because really he doesn't really have the kind of personality that could work in a general, even if he wasn't Turkish. That would, and the whole Turkish thing is making it more complicated because they're gonna be like, okay, are you Muslim? Like, what's going on? So no, but even without the Turkish thing, he has no chance in the general at all.
I see. Well, it's very glad to hear your opinion. I'm glad I'm not the only one who was thinking similarly, but I won't take up more of your airtime, and thank you for taking my call. I love the show.
Thank you for the call. Appreciate it.
All right. Goodbye.
Yeah, the whole Turkish thing. Yeah, nah. To try and become the president? No, no way. No way. You would have a better chance of being able to get Pete Buttigieg to be the president than Dr. Oz. And Buttigieg has no chance either because of a few things. First of all, he's a small guy, and we know how people are. They want tall presidents. Most presidents are going to be at least 6 foot tall. It is what it is. People can say that's vain or whatever. It doesn't even make a difference. It's just the reality of what it is. And Buttigieg is also gay and married to a man, and they adopted babies. America's not ready for that. Not quite yet. The same, but we're not ready for a woman president either, in my opinion. Hillary Clinton was going to be the best bet. Anybody that's not named Hillary Clinton has a snowball's chance, and you know where. Right? They have a snowball's chance, and you know where. Okay, so that's just what that is. Somebody said, did I hear the old school landline hang up? Hey, man, sometimes you got to throw the old school landline out there. It's all good. If it works, it works, you know? Okay, let's go to 470. You're on the line. Who am I speaking to?
Oh, ABL. Hey, it's Grove calling for Atlanta. How you doing, sir?
It's all good, man. What's happening?
Oh, good. Sorry to backtrack, but yeah, sorry about the Buffalo shooting. That's a really messed up situation. I think that guy was a Nazi. I think he was a National Socialist from what I understand about his manifesto thing. So,
yeah, I believe so.
Anyway, yeah. The guy was a socialist, no doubt about it. A racist socialist, which the Nazi socialists were. But anyway, yeah, I want to say you're talking about gun laws and things like that earlier. Here to the north of me, about 18, 20 miles north of here, is Kennesaw. And back in 1982, they passed a law that says mandatory for every homeowner to own a gun. And I've been talking about that a lot the past 3 or 4 years. People don't believe me. I said, no, that's not possible. I said, yeah, no, it is possible. I remember when they passed the law. They don't go into your home and say, show us your guns, But they did pass that law. And violence went down about 85-90% at least, because who wants to break into somebody's home with an 85-90% chance or more of getting shot?
That's right, exactly, because you want to go to like I was talking about. They want soft targets where they feel like they're not going to be stopped, where they're not going to be shot. They can do whatever they want. But if you think that everyone has a gun in their house, you might think twice about breaking into somebody's home.
It's probably higher than that. Right? It's probably more like 90-95% knowing Kennesaw, because Kennesaw is very pro-Trump, very pro-conservative. They love America.
Right.
But anyway, so yeah, sorry about your cough, man. You really need to get over that. You've had that for at least a week now, so we're all concerned about you.
I'm good. Like it's pretty much over with.
I hope you don't have the Kung flu.
No. Just like a regular. People still get sick with regular things. They still get the cold and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah. You'll get over it, I'm sure. But hey, I just want to say, I'm going up Friday. I'm going to see the National Museum of, the Medal of Honor Museum up in Chattanooga.
Okay.
I'm going to check that out. I saw that back in the early mid-'90s, and I knew some of the guys that were running that place at the time back in '96. They were they were in World War II, and one guy had his leg shot up. Lost his leg. He was shot 7 times with an MG-42 German machine gun in 1944 when he was fighting the Germans in Italy.
Wow.
So, yeah, that's pretty impressive. Those guys are all gone, unfortunately. But, I really look forward to seeing the museum. Have you seen it up there?
No, I've not, actually. I need to go check it out.
Yeah, it used to be over by Veterans Bridge. I told you about a month or so, 3 or 4 weeks ago, we talked last, that I lived in Chattanooga back in the late 80s, early 90s. It used to be over by Veterans Bridge, but it moved down near the aquarium. So I've seen it on the internet. Its website looks very impressive. So it's expanded. You should check it out.
Oh, definitely.
All right, man. Well, I don't want to take up too much of your time, but yeah, man, take care. I wish you the best of health, and Trump 2024.
There you go, man. Thank you for the call. Appreciate it.
Thanks. Take care. Bye.
All righty. Shout out to the caller. Let's go 586 on the line. Who am I speaking to?
Yeah, hi, ABL. This is Larry from North Carolina. I'll make this really quick. For the people out there who are concerned about the WHO and their and what's going to be happening with the vote, the only thing I can suggest is tomorrow and the next couple of days, we jam the phone lines of the White House, of the president, and let them know we do not want our sovereignty given away, and then call our senators and our congressmen and let them know the same thing. That's the only thing I can think of what we can do in a hurry. So I just thought I'd throw that out to everyone. And I want to say thank you for taking my call.
Thank you for the call. Appreciate you.
All right. Thank you. Bye now.
All righty. Shout out to the callers. That'll be a wrap for me. Thank you guys for being here. Couldn't do it without y'all. I'll be back live again on Saturday. If Tatum does his live stream tomorrow, I'll be there as well. But I definitely will be live right here on the channel. Same bat channel, same bat place. 8 p.m. Eastern to right around 11 p.m. Eastern time on Saturday. And of course, I'm here every day almost, except for Sunday, doing my pre-recorded videos. Usually 2 a day if I got enough stories. But that will be a wrap. I got super chats on deck. I'm going to read right quick, and then I'll wrap it on up, put the bow clean on top. And thank you to the mods for being here, for keeping the chat nice in check. I appreciate you guys for doing what you do. Let me go to the super chats here. Thank you to Elfriend Arthur Lee, who says, white audience, ? I'm black, sir. Thank you to Sirius Fox, who says, you can reach him, ABL, educate him. Thank you to Uncle Stu, the old man on the block, who says, showing love and support, eating a honey bun for you. Great show tonight. Thank you, man. Appreciate it. Thank you to Joe Feroci, who says, Second Amendment right, let's go. Thank you to Farner Faye, who says, I wonder how many people will still wear the BLM gear now that the cat's out the bag and spilled the receipts. I still see them wearing it. Farner Faye also says, funny how Farmer Bro and Fire Festival dude got released early from prison today. Yeah, I saw that Martin Scully got out. I didn't see Fire Festival guy. That's interesting. They got out on the same day today. That's funny. Farner Faye also says, saw Family Guy on Sunday, and it looks like they're attempting to get out the woke narrative. They finally went after the Transformers. Oh, okay. Thank you to Lindsay M, who says, ABL, want to see you on the Candid Show panel. Always enjoy your logic and perspective. Thanks. P.S. 2,000 mules. Is it too late for the real president? I have no idea. It's a good question. Farner Faye also says, a few more here. Inside Edition had the story about Taylor Swift getting an honorary degree, calling her Dr. Swift, and called the event a super spreader. Here we go. For our community to truly change, we have to start shaming. We got to start shaming criminals, start snitching, and stop celebrating having kids out of wedlock. Also, I meant start shaming criminals. There you go. Also, people who voted for Fetterman to be in the primary, even though you just had a stroke. Why vote for our liability? Yeah, I saw that. It's like, okay, you just had a stroke. That's probably not who I want to vote for. I mean, clearly you are going to have some problems health-wise, or you may have problems health-wise. Maybe it was just kind of a one-off type thing, but he's no spring chicken. I think he's in his 60s and you just had a stroke. I mean, that might not be who I vote for to run to be in office. Thank you to Antonio Aldrich for your donations. Appreciate you, boss. Thank you to Sazwan Fontaine, who says, you the man. Thank you to Block K MIT, who says, white feminist liberal that called in and said the word important straight up. That was AOC. Thank you to Apu. I see what you wrote right there, but I'm not going to read that because I don't want to get the person any kind of credit. But thank you for your super chat. Farner Faye also says, how is the black community not being served? We got schools, libraries, and other education institutions in every neighborhood. For God's sake, we got people from the hood becoming overnight millionaires. We got everything that we actually need. It's just a matter of, do we want to partake in it? Do we want to participate in society in the proper way? That's up to us, really. And again, if we get so much of this pandering, kind of like soft and feminist type stuff, that the feminism says you don't need to do anything. You could just stay at home with mama, baby. I'll take care of you. That's type of energy. If the men aren't taking advantage of everything that's in front of them, like me, it was always everything in front of me that enabled me to not be in that type of environment, in the quote unquote hood environment anymore. As I could still be right there, you know, but my parents didn't allow that. I just couldn't do that. But a lot of these young men are able to just sit at the house and do nothing. 40 years old, still living at the crib as a man. It's embarrassing, but people are allowed to do that. And if you're doing that, then you're not going to have a society of productivity. If the men are not productive, you can't have any kind of productivity. So what can you really tell somebody that's 40 years old, living home with their mama, never being productive? What are you going to really tell them about anything that their parents couldn't even instill into them, that they couldn't instill into themselves? They got all these things that are around them and they refuse to use it. What are you really going to say to them? Huh? Get off your hind part. Stop being soft. I'll fight you. Maybe that'll work. If you get punched in the face one time, maybe that'll work. But if you get handled with kid gloves all the time, more of that won't make this person rise off the couch and become somebody productive. I don't know. I'm just throwing stuff out there, but thank you guys for being here. You guys are the best audience anywhere on the internets. That'll be a wrap for me. So until next time, y'all be safe. I'm out. And peace.